Back, ladies and gentlemen, to some more MCS action. Another Thursday night, another week of Rocket League, and we're crossing towards over the halfway point of our season number 8. Season 7 feels like a distant blur. It's been a while since we were at St. Cloud State and playing that illustrious land that they provided us with. So obviously a massive shout out to them in their own right, but for us, we've moved on since then. We've rebranded, changed everything as far as the stream goes, and I mean the name reflects it. But the people are still the same. Me and Wolf are still here, still cooking, still cooking with Rising Star. Should be a blast. Got 4 more matches for tonight, and it's going to be me and you the entire time. So yep. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, love putting Stewie if needed, and then having to fill all of the time.
Nice. Let's go.
That's exactly what they assumed. They saw Stewie, and they were like, he put if needed, so he'll do it. And then
I know. If needed means you're available. You just you do it just to do it. But
maybe next time in parentheses go like not preferred.
What is behind you?
Oh, well, we've got Griswold on my left and Buddy on my left from Elf.
You got, those are Brock's 2 friends.
Yep.
These are the only friends he has.
Okay,
the only ones he can the only ones he can afford. But
honestly, they're great friends.
I bet.
Better than you, Mr. Stewie.
They fill the void. My bad. But
look at how happy they are.
They look very happy.
Yeah.
We've got some good Rising Star. I'm happy too because we got the Fargo Steelhawks taking on the Duluth Superiors. Superiors trying to close the gap. They're 4-5 currently. The Steelhawks are sitting at 6-3. 7 games down currently from first place, where the Hibbing Rangers and the Atlas stand. But most of the teams that are in this middle of the pack, the Superiors at 9th and the Fargo the Steelhawks at 5th. Right now, most of these middle of the pack teams around the Superiors are about the same record, and they all have had close losses, and they haven't really, been dominated, Brock. So just looking at things, they could easily be towards the top, but that's our first match, and then we're gonna obviously move on to the Inferno and the Derecho. So we're gonna see your roster, your Rising Star roster tonight, who are still kicking down there, way down there at 14th, but they're hopefully gonna have they're gonna have a tough matchup though. But they did make a big move. That is true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fluffy into free agency and not on a team, and they brought in Ryotical in place of him. And it's weird. There's kind of an upward trend towards that trade window area, especially that first week. I think they won both their matches, but at the end of it, team vibes were not there. So requested a change, and it was gifted to them. And looking
poor Fluffy.
Poor Fluffy. But I mean, yeah, they looked good. But and if the team vibes are not there, something's off, can't really, even if you're winning, doesn't feel right. So they decided to make a move. But Stewie, players are ready.
Yeah.
And
you've got on the side of this the on the side of the Steelhawks, you got Mount Cloudy and Bob Slinger, and I believe their full roster is Mount Cloudy and Bob Slinger, so they have a full roster tonight. The Superiors have a sub in Slug Dog, who is not really a sub. He's kind of just the same thing. I mean, it's about the same salary as Fiddlesticks, so he doesn't really count as a sub. He's about the same, but when you're taking shots like that for Cloudy, you're going to score quite easily. That was a massive miss though from Slug Dog.
Yeah, had a lot of time. I think they had low boost, but had jumped early for that ball too. He's got full possession there. No one's gonna beat him to the ball. Just got to drive toward it, and at least take at the minimum take a 50 as Cloudy goes for that sidewall read. Cloudy, a player that we've always talked him up throughout the seasons he's been here, ever since we knew what he could do, but. Just every season, it's that one day where he cannot make the first day of LAN, and that's huge because all of our LANs are 2-day LANs, so
yeah,
it's super, you know, maybe in a situation where your team can hang on and not get eliminated in the first day, maybe that's, you know, where he could fit in. But I mean, his team back in season 5 couldn't get it done. I mean, I think they went from like 8th place to top 4, but then Cloudy couldn't be there for the first day of LAN, so that they couldn't really get anything done. Bobslinger though, with 50 on Busy, and Slugdog alone on defense. He's been low boost a lot. Cloudy's gonna put that away, and right now, without Fiddlesticks, it seems like it's showing right now as Cloudy puts his hands in the air. I don't know what's happening.
He's just pretty happy with it.
Very
pretty
excited.
happy with himself. That's probably the longest name you will see on stream on any match day. But the team you're referring to is the Hibbing Rangers way back in season 5. Feels like a distant memory. That was just
Almost as if I coached them when I was Grape.
Yeah, almost as if you were under an alter ego and you were coaching. Yeah, but that team went from 8th place to top 4 through the upper side of
Yep.
we did that was through play-ins, and that was when we had it was double elim
best
and
of sevens, wasn't it?
It was all best of 7s, and they walked through the top half of the bracket. They lost one match, one game through the top side of the bracket, beat the number 1 seed in a 4-0 sweep. It was not even close. And then they went to LAN, and we got to LAN, and I had big aspirations for them because you and I were both on the Rangers franchise at the time. And we're like, dude, this team just destroyed everybody. How are they not going to win the whole thing? And then somebody, I don't remember who it was, said, oh, Cloudy's not going to be here the first day. And I said, what?
Yeah.
They're like, no, he's not going to be here for day 1. And I'm like, well, they're going to have a sub, right?
I mean, he
and
was
they
their
said,
best player in season 5. So like,
exactly.
to have, you know, I mean, you're not going to get a season 3 Grape on your team and have him sub up and perform so well. You can't really rely on that. And, you know, unfortunately, they couldn't get it done in that first day. And I mean, at that time, it was one game and you were done, because I think we only did semifinals for. There might have been group stage, but
we did group stage. But I believe maybe Rising Star had done their group stages previous to LAN, because I don't think they played as many games as Challenger or Premier did. But regardless, you only played, I think, one guaranteed group stage match, because we finished it and then we went straight into semis. But even then, they I believe lost that first group stage match and then went to that semifinal match, and it wasn't even. I'm pretty sure it wasn't even close.
It was the Jack show up until the Boosty, but partially the Boosty boys with Panzu, I believe.
Yep, I remember that roster. That was I got swept by Jax. Yeah, so that was the unfortunate thing, but yeah, this game looks like a new and revitalized, obviously a different franchise, Wolf, with Cloudy, and a different roster, but still the talent is there. I believe Bobslinger's a solid player, and Mal is a player who can play well when he wants to, but Cloudy is your mechanical player on this team, and they should be. But if you're Duluth, you've hung in this game, though, for the majority of it. You're only down by 1.
Yeah, and Slugdog trying to make something work on offense. And, I mean, for the Steelhawks, I think, I mean, for Rising Star, on paper, this should be a really good team. And right now, you got the advantage with Superior set. I mean, technically having a sub, it's the exact same salary. I do think they play with Fiddlesticks more when he's around. Right now, it's definitely affecting them on defense and on offense. But they've managed to hang on within 1. They only got 20 seconds left, though. And the Steelhawks did have possession there for a little bit. Now Kirby might have just given it away. That's a nice doink towards the Superior half. Mal with the double. Just going to chew more clock off the board. Bobslinger top right. The game was pretty much over, and that secured it and added to the stat pad.
Busy's touch just goes directly out to Bobslinger. We'll confirm the first game, and that one was at 0 seconds. So we will see the end of this game and the Steelhawks victory. And they right now are sitting pretty good on the season, but they made that roster move. Didn't they bring it? Yeah, they brought in. Pretty sure they brought in Cloudy on the didn't they?
I remember Bob Slinger being on the team.
I know Mal has been here, and I'm pretty sure they brought in Cloudy on the trade. I don't know if Andy is in chat for that, but
and I mean on draft it was so Mal and Bob Slinger were already there. It was the only person who is changed was Sonny. Replaced by Mr. Cloudy. So
that's a big, to me, that's no offense against Sonny, but that's an upgrade. That is an upgrade on, I mean, Sonny provides a lot when it comes to physical play, but you need more mechanical offensive firepower if you are if you're the Steelhawks, and the addition of Cloudy should bring you that.
He was drafted 11th overall, so to have him kind of as your second guy is huge, for sure.
Indeed, and I think if you are the Superiors, you look to what you got to do differently, and that is get by Mal, because he just made an incredible save on his goal line. What you have to do differently is not give up 3 goals. I think that they scored 1, but while we were talking, as far as their offense goes, it has been non-existent. They can't really find much when it comes to midfield play, and it's just been Cloudy and Mal taking control of the ball. And if you're the Superiors, you got to keep the ball out of their control, because they're the ones that'll hurt you all day long. But Wybusy was a good first touch. Doesn't get anything, though, on the backboard, and no follow-up from him. The back touch. Mal, though, takes control of it. Looks to find a bump. Won't find it on Slug Dog, but these defensive errant touches from the Superiors have not helped them at all. It's plagued them through this entire series. Just bad saves, really, into the middle of the field.
And I mean, the Steelhawks just continue to, put this onslaught of pressure as Mal goes high into the right. Kirby does get a touch, but Busy also gets a touch to the right. Doesn't really help them a lot. Slug Dog gonna win at 50. Kirby a bit late. It's gonna get beat by Mal. And I'm seeing a lot of just, full commits from both sides, even with like low boosts. They're not afraid to commit at the ball, even if it means, you're taking a low % chance at even getting like a small touch on the ball. I guess it's just maybe a confidence thing that, we're seeing maybe, a bit too confident on some of these challenges. Bob Singer gonna go missing there, and Busy for me, the standout player on the Superiors right now, as that's a really nice shot from Slug Dog. Gonna have to see if he can step up, as that first game was a bit shaky for him.
Great touch from Wybusy. Good demo, though, from Bob Slinger. If Mal gets a second touch here, it becomes scary for Duluth, but Kirby... I saw him a little bit in combines, but that was a long time ago, and I don't know how he's evolved as a player, so I have no idea what is going on in that department. But I believe was the first overall pick for the Superiors team, and Wybusy wasn't, but I think Wybusy may have got a reset off of that. Tried for it. Good challenge from Slug Dog. Keep the ball away from the Steelhawks as they pressure the backboard and try and find an open shot. Kirby goes missing. Cloudy off the backboard again. We were a follow-up from Mal. Mal is there, but misses the shot, and you're going to see backboard defense is important in this league. Really can determine whether a team somehow makes a save, and I don't know how they get away with that highway robbery. And they get the demo, too. No way he gets 2. Bob Slinger hits it into Kirby, and... that was sketchy.
It definitely was very threatening. Slug Dog has gotten this boost of confidence right now. He's had 2 really good challenges. Had the bump on the other plays. Kirby's just going to drop it in. The first player picked on Duluth at 14. Wybusy selected at 19 in that second round. But you've got 3 players in net. He slots it perfectly, but you figure that you'd still be able to block that shot.
And with a minute and a half, it doesn't hurt the Steelhawks just yet for us to say that was a defensive mistake. Yeah, it wasn't a defensive mistake because they just scored, and they're up 1-0 in the series. And this is just Cloudy. It's Cloudy all day long, all the way over top. Kirby doesn't even have a chance to make that save. I think Cloudy tried to make that more difficult on himself by going off of the corner, but big kickoff win for the Steelhawks, and they just have not been put into many pressure situations, Brock. It feels like they almost are in control of the game, even when they're, I mean, they haven't been losing yet, but even for that, 5 seconds that they were losing, it didn't even feel like they were losing. It's a great follow-up off the backboard from Kirby. Great double tap to get the lead back, and this is not an easy read to make.
It's a really good double on that right side, off of that left wall. Hard to readjust to get back to it, but I mean, Duluth is looking so much better as a team. I mean, Busy doing exactly what he was doing in game 1, and Kirby, stepping up with tackle and a ground pinch towards net. And Slug Dog looks, like a completely different player in this game too, as opposed to game 1. And I mean, he's doing a lot of, space creating with some huge challenges and some big bump opportunities for Duluth to have that space. And right now they're leading because of it.
40 seconds. Superior's looking to tie up this series. Mao, good follow-up. Kirby with the clear all the way down the field. Cloudy Le Chevetter looking for the clear all the way downfield. That's full possession. Bob Slinger finds a pass. Cloudy follows up again. Slug Dog, though, in the way, makes the save, and just going to kill this clock with no time left. That's going to bounce awkwardly. Follow-up from Cloudy is not there. Mal is just running around in the Superior's end, not finding anything. Bob Slinger over the side wall. And they bring this one together with 10 seconds left. They're beaten in the midfield by Busy. Bob Slinger will throw it back. Kirby, though, bad back pass. Cloudy has to keep this up. Into that corner, goes all the way around, and Duluth is going to steal this game. And even the series up at 1 apiece off of a couple defensive mistakes from Fargo.
Yep, and even, towards the end of that game, they had a really good chance. I think it was Bob Slinger trying to connect with Cloudy upfield, but hit it a bit too short into the right, where Cloudy had thought he would have put it, so was not able to connect there on that passing play, on that transition, which might have given them a chance at the end. But I mean, just such a better game from the Duluth Superiors. Kirby with 2 goals. You saw, the one that was kind of questionable. He placed it well. It wasn't too fast, it was kind of slow, but I mean, it was enough to get it past all 3 players on the Steelhawks. You'd figure that, someone would be diving at that ball already, but that time, just nobody there. And Busy showing that consistency from game to game, and Slug Dog with the most improved player of all time between one game and the other, it feels like for me. And this Duluth team came back in the series and played a really good game too.
Game 3 coming up. I think if you're Duluth, you liked how you played in that second game, but it still seems like it's Fargo's series to lose. They have the better record. They have on paper, the better team. So you think that they would be the more, controlled roster, the more, team that's stuck together long enough. I don't know how long that this Duluth team has stuck together. I don't remember if they made a change. I know their challenger team did, but that doesn't really apply here. I think if you're Fargo, your change is being justified right now on whether it was the right move to bring Cloudy in. I think it was when it comes to offense, but defense is still there's something yet to be desired. Every single championship team that we've seen, Brock, has had a standout defensive player on it that steps up in the big moments when you need the saves and when you need the controlled touches out of your half. And it can't be Cloudy every time. It's either got to be Bob Slinger or Mal, one of the two taking command of that side of the field. I would love to see Mal to do it. He's very capable, but as I say that, I absolutely curse him.
That's Kirby's 3rd goal, within the last, 6 minutes of in-game time, as it just puts it underneath the pre-jumping defender, and the Superiors have a lead here, a minute left, and, I think... talk about it's interesting because I remember starting off first you know, maybe first 2 or 3 seasons, it felt like, you know, I was kind of that one defensive player on my team, and I kind of had to almost like go everywhere and save, you know, almost everything. But, you know, as it developed on, I mean, I was able to team with players that, you know, had a very similar, you know, skill just to be able to defend so well. And I mean, that was just, you know, textbook reason of why, you know, the 2 Rochester teams, last team that, I mean, I was on, went so far. It was not just me. I mean, if you saw LAN, I mean, the amount of crazy, I've never seen a better save. I mean, Burf had the save of the season on LAN. Dicey had a really good one. I mean, we all had these crazy last-second saves to keep us in it when we were almost out of it. And, I mean, to have that and the offense, you got to have both. And it's so important to have both. So even if you have offense, you know, you've got to be able to have, you know, that defense for when it transitions on you. You got to be able to get out of it and back onto offense. And that, for some teams, they can be really good on offense, but that transition back onto offense when they get put into defensive situations, it's very rough for them. And, you know, it can show which teams can be better right now. And right now, I think Duluth in game 1 was kind of the worst defensive team in that game 1. But, I mean, ever since then, it seemed like, especially Slugdog has stepped it up. He's starting to get more confident in his challenges, and immediately is like going for bumps and demos. But Cloudy, no boost. Did he catch wide Busy out? No, he didn't. That's a really big stop from Busy. And now the counterattack. It's a 2v1, but the ball's not in the best spot. Kirby's pre-jumping across the net, but it's going to be off the mark. And the Steelhawks are under some big pressure right now, Stewie.
They have 2 minutes left. Haven't found that goal yet that's been eluding them throughout this entire game. You saw Cloudy's chance, but he had no boost. The shot was an open opportunity, but double demo for Fargo. Can they even clear the ball out of their half? No, Slugdog sitting in midfield. Ho, ho, ho. Completely keeps the ball in. And yeah, we're getting close. We're getting close to the season of spirit, of Christmas spirit, and big miss. How in the world does Fargo not score off of that? That was 3 misses from Duluth in a row, and they all just turned into fakes. Now Kirby off the sidewall tries for a second touch. Mal into that corner. Can't get anything on it. Why Busy over
Big
top.
Pass. You think he got
Big
bumped?
play. I think he did. And that was an open opportunity for him to tie the game, and he just can't get it done. And Cloudy's the offensive player, but you need more than just Cloudy to be Duluth, who has stepped up on defense, like we said, and they're not going to be deterred here from this win in Game 3. It puts them on a match point, and with how this season has gone so far, you got to win all 3 games to get any points. So honestly, if you're Duluth, you're escaping right now, is somehow Fargo just can't get the ball open in a clean shot opportunity every single time. The front 2-man miss from Duluth, and that 3rd man just makes the play every single time.
Yeah, and that's a really good touch from Mal. Is it on target? No. This Duluth defense is stepping up really big right now as that one goes all the way back to Mal. And with 10 seconds left, can they do something here? Cloudy's got a free ball, but he's got limited time to work with. Can grab the corner boost. Goes up in the air over Kirby at 0 seconds. Going to take a 50 to the backboard. Mal up and cannot keep it up. The Duluth Superiors have taken 2 games in a row and are on to match point.
And this is going to be a heartbreaker if Fargo loses this. This is a team who's sitting in a good spot for the season. Duluth not sitting in the best spot so far. They're, I mean, like I said, way down there in points. Currently, you have Fargo sitting in 5th, and this is a huge 4th loss to possibly give up. And if Duluth wins this, they're right back in the conversation for being in the top 8, in the top 6, top 7, whatever you want to say. They're going to move up, and right now, Fargo leads all leagues when it comes to win-loss ratio. Currently sitting at 19-6 total. in series wins. So they are almost to 20 wins, and sitting right now in second are the Duluth Superiors, who are sitting at 16-9. So you close that gap when it comes to all leagues. But yeah, if you're the Duluth Superiors, this would be a big win for you. You've won back-to-back games, though, shutting down this Fargo offense.
And I mean, the Steelhawks they have so many opportunities. I mean, Duluth only had 3 shots last game, and they won the game off of, just the one singular goal from Kirby. I think it was just a low shot that kind of found its way into the back of the net. The Steelhawks, I mean, they're putting themselves in a really good positions to score. And when it comes down to execution, it just seems like they're off. They're able to, beat 1 to 2 guys every time and, use those mechanics. Not really too much physicality from them. But, I mean, it's little mistakes like that, the inconsistencies. And on top of that, the final product for them really seems like when they have the shot, when it's open, and they have the moment for them, they just cannot execute right now. And this is huge for the Superiors. I mean, for the Steelhawks to not be playing their best right now, for sure. As they're going to have to find it here, or else they're going to be losing the series. That's another miss for the Steelhawks. And you have to wonder, I mean, you just got to take a little breather. I mean, it just seems like too much is going on right now.
Score.
That's another miss.
So far,
Steelhawks didn't win.
Yeah,
it's 2-1.
What now?
It's 2-1.
Did I? What about? Yeah. I was looking at something else. I apologize. No one's scored in this game so far. Back and forth play. Demos raining left and right on the field. Misses raining left and right. Both of these teams somewhat showing some nerves here.
Open.
YPC, though, with a good touch, has the 50-50, meets Bobslinger head on and can't get it by on an open shot. Kirby off the backboard. Bobslinger with a massive defensive play. I don't know how YPC doesn't 50 that in and through. That was a good opportunity that just didn't work out for the Superiors. And now the Steelhawks get one back off Bobslinger's shot, and a big miss yet again on defense from, I believe, Kirby off of this sidewall.
And Cloudy was almost threatening a touch on the ground as well, off of a backflip. Was almost going to boost into it and touch it in, but yeah, miss from the Duluth Superiors on defense. And we don't see that. We haven't seen that often from Duluth, as opposed to Fargo recently. Fargo's kind of been all over the place, but they get rewarded now for a whiff on their defensive side. So I mean, Superior's now trailing by 1. They only had 1 goal last game. You have to wonder, are they able to equalize? I feel like Steelhawks, they can be a very momentum. I mean, Rocket League's a very momentum shift game, and right now the Steelhawks, they got that 1 goal. It seemed like at the beginning of this game they were kind of antsy, they're kind of nervous, but they're just letting Busy shoot a free net. They just gave away the ball.
Al doesn't make that contact touch. Slugdog just touches it off the backboard, and that's a free open shots for YBusy, who's never going to miss that. I mean, that's a clean to the middle of the net, upper 90, paces through the roof. So anybody jumping on the back line can't even give an attempt. YBusy again on the ball, tries to get by Mal. Bobslinger was awkward, gets bumped. Kirby has a free touch, misses it completely. Now third man commits for Duluth, and they don't yield anything out of it. So YBusy has to play catch up in his corner. Great clear downfield. Can Kirby put this in the middle of the field? Has full boost, gets it to the inside post. Slugdog 50s it through, and Cloudy just can't get there. This one was a mess, and it still works out for Duluth.
And it's a 2-goal swing for the Superior. Slugdog with the 50 over Mal, who, a limited boost, and throws himself at it. This Fargo team likes to, full commit on these 50s, when they're kind of low boost or maybe out of the play. And, it costed them there as, the 50 goes straight through. You're not going to have any leverage on that 50 when you kind of throw yourself at it like that. Bobslinger, though, with a good carry. Fargo down by 1. They've got a minute 13 to get themselves back into this game. And this goes out. Cloudy into the back of the net, gets demoed, but gets a touch before he does get removed off the pitch. And there's the equalizer.
And Busy completely saying in chat, my fault, my bad, shouldn't have let that one happen. Yes, indeed, it was your fault. And as a result, you have a 2-2 tie again with, just after 10 seconds after that Duluth goal to take the lead. Drop down touch to Busy is there. That is so good from the Duluth Superiors. They don't look like a team that is 4-5 right now. They've looked reformed, and it's Kirby and Busy yet again.
A really good pass around the defense. Difficult to cover for Fargo, and that slow bounce shot as well as that perfect pass is very weird combination of a pass and a shot to defend, and it goes in as it should. And now Duluth back into the lead again. This is the most goals they've scored throughout this series. Kirby somehow wins a challenge, and that's not the fortune you need if you're the Fargo Steelhawks.
Busy tries to bump Mal. Mal jumps late to make that save, and you can see the expression on Mal's face, wondering how in the world do I not get a better 50 on that to turn that away.
How does it go in?
I don't know. 47 seconds. Busy backboard, looking for the double off the corner.
Time.
Cloudy in ball possession, tries to get by, but there's Duluth on the midfield line, cutting it off right away. Mal with a good touch forward. Busy gets it back, though. Sends the ball careening into the Steelhawks corner. Trying to put something together with only 20 seconds on the board. Steelhawks in jeopardy of giving up their 4th game of the season, or their 4th series loss of the season. It would be Duluth's 5th, and Kirby with a massive save, all but confirming it with 6 seconds. Can Cloudy find something? Tries to hit the inside corner. Can't get it, and Duluth's defense won them this series. The Superior is going to take this in 4, and this is a big win for them on the season.
Yeah, and they ever since that loss in game 1, the team didn't look too good. I think Busy was the most consistent out of that series, but Slugdog. After that game 1, Slugdog and Kirby looked completely different. Kirby especially stepped up in that, games 2 and 3. He had, even in this one, participated, with those assists, had goals across those games. And Slugdog, the one goal, but it was a 50. And it was a huge part. It was a huge, turn the tides goal, whereas the Steelhawks kind of got bailed out. One of their goals came from just a rare miss that we saw from Duluth. And then there was the one other goal from Cloudy, I believe. And, Stewie, the defense was better. Game 1, it was super shaky. But after that, like you said, they don't look like a 4-5 team. They look like a better team overall than Fargo right now.
And the bonus part I get to do is I get to update the score right away for this so it impacts where they move up. We're into week 6 now, so with that win, it's going to impact the standings actually a lot. That moves Duluth all the way up to 7th, and it moves Fargo all the way down to 6th. They don't move very much, but Duluth moves up 2 spots, and they're right behind the Steelhawks now. Only 4 games down, and only going to close that gap depending on how Fargo does the rest of the night. But currently that's the Steelhawks' 7th total series loss for their entire franchise, which is crazy to say because some teams have 19 series losses currently per the Chicago Jungle. But it was a good first one. We got a good first series. We got kind of an upset, honestly, but that was only the first one of the night. The next one you're gonna have your franchise, the Des Moines Derecho, taking on the Burnsville Inferno.
And Mr. Godly Utopia might be subbing up in this one. Not sure.
Boy.
I can never trust them because They'll say they got this roster, and then this player can't make it. Oh, they're here. We'll play them. Out of the blue. So can never really confirm anything, but that'll do it for the first match here in week 6 of Rising Star. Coming up, the Burnsville Inferno taking on the Des Moines Derecho. We'll see you guys after a quick break.
She found a way into my heart. Oh, oh, she don't make up, no, she make art. And I need a way to treat it, cause I keep getting high off of her. Off of her. I know that you'd be bad from the minute I saw you. But somehow I keep running back to you. Back to you. Back to lonely. Hey. And hearing music that can make me smile. But the way I feel with her cannot be explained. But one thing still remains on my mind. I know that you'd be bad from the minute I saw you. But somehow I keep running back to you. Back to you. I know that you'd be bad, bad, bad. I know that you'd be bad, bad, bad. I know that you'd be bad, bad, bad. I know that you'd be bad.
They say that life's too short to be holding this tight. So why am I walking light? And in this world of light and color, I'm not afraid of the night. When this future's so bright, that I got all these friends and we're like, it's not the end. Whoa. This new world is ours. This new world is ours, and all these friends, and we're like, it's not the end. Whoa. This new world is ours. This new world is ours. This new world is ours. They say the life's too short, and I can feel in my bones the horizon is close now, now, now. And the world's been changing lately, but after the storm we come out strong now, now. And I got all these friends, and we're like, it's not the end. Whoa. This new world is ours. This new world is ours, and all these friends, and we're like, it's not the end. Whoa. This new world is ours. This new world is ours.
Hi. How's it going?
Pretty good.
I'm just sitting here waiting for this match to start. Should be a good one. Inferno, Derecho, both ending in O's. Do the Derecho have a sub?
Yep.
Or you? Yeah. Okay. So we have 2 subs then. There's 2 subs.
Wait.
But at least is
here? Wait, no. They don't have a sub.
Derecho a full roster then?
Yep, they're full roster. Roster submissions say different, but you know,
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
I told you, Stewie, that there'd be something where we don't know who's actually playing for them, and then yeah, we get it wrong. So there you go.
Yeah. Not really much else needs to be said. This is the second match of the night. It's really it. I mean, you don't really say anything else. Standings wise, the Inferno are in 14th and the Derecho are in 11th. Actually, no, that's false. The Derecho are in 14th, the Inferno are in 9th.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be a big win for the Inferno. For the Derecho, they're 3-6, so they're trying to climb out of a hole. But the good news is they have 3 wins, so they could possibly jump up to all the way up to where the Inferno are sitting, depending on if they beat them or not. So they could tie their record. But yeah, that's really all the information I have. Rosters wise, you the Inferno, you have Slate Panther, Checker, and Quick Horizon.
And
subbing
Owen's not here.
For Owen. Owen is not here. That is important because Owen is their highest salary player. The Derecho have their full roster, which now consists of Ryatical instead of Fluffy. So, does Ryatical make a difference for this team? I think so. How much of a difference? I have no idea. So we will see what happens here for this, Brock. But I want to go. I want to go with the. I'm going to go with the Derecho.
Yeah.
In 4.
I would never go against my team.
They're going to win. I believe Radical is gonna turn this team around, and
I mean they were already going in the right direction with this squad, anyways, and so I mean especially with Owen out. Oh my goodness, Stewie, is that what I think it is? Well,
is that
it's a
there? It
radical
is
goal top right, but ka-chow! Eli is in the Lightning McQueen car. I don't even know. I can't even remember what the other ones are called, but there's variations to it, and I think it's hilarious.
Well, it's the Dynaco one. You have the Flash one, which looks like the Flash. And
a kickoff goal.
And a kickoff goal, and then you got the normal one, which just looks like normal Lightning McQueen, but Chow I'm hoping he scores and he has the goal explosion on, because then we can say it. It'll be funny. But Eli, I'm counting on you, my guy, to put one in the net. But Slate Panther, right off the kickoff, you can see the eyes right off that kickoff. It's cool. He smiles into the camera. It's funny. Oh man, but yeah, Radical. Not the right name, of course. Doesn't like to put his name as Ryatical ever. Just likes to be Mikey. I don't know why, but yeah, I'm hoping Eli can get one on the board so we see that ka-chow goal explosion. It is a beautiful thing, and it's a beautiful thing to hear in our ears. But it is the Dynaco blue version of that car. Obviously, it's reactive, so the eyes get closer. Please go into that, and hits the post. Actually, just rattles the backboard. Eli turns around, gets the follow-up. He doesn't with the goal explosion on. Eli, if you're going to use the car, you might as well have the right goal explosion on.
No, he doesn't have the ka-chow. He's got the yeehaw. And you're not a Hibbing Ranger, so this is a bit awkward. You're gonna need to equip that goal explosion, as Quick Horizon gonna bump Slate Panther off the ball there. Derecho are back in the lead after a that response on the kickoff goal. That's a nice shot though. Gerg defends, and now do we call him Ryatical or Mikey? I don't know.
I don't know. I'm gonna say Mikey because his name is Mikey, but
Pretty sure at draft he told us that he was switching his name to Mikey.
and then he changed it back to Ryotical,
Yes.
and then he changed it to Mikey. It's like, dude, do you want to wreck our stat system? Is that your idea here? Like Grape, Flow, Rush,
Yes.
Wolf. No wonder why when you go on the all-time the all-time points leaderboard for one game, you see Flow and you're like, that's not the right Flow. That's Brock Flow Rush guy. So, yeah, I can't believe Eli doesn't have the goal explosion on. That's like the complete package for the car.
That's like 90% of using it.
That's like
What is happening? What?
what in the world is going on in front of the Burnsville net?
Complete panic. Everybody's missing. Girk pinches it off of somebody, and it goes into the net. And just there's no need to be panicking there at all. And there's no threat at all. And they're just jumping like a bunch of bunny rabbits. And they've conceded a free possession into a goal.
How is this nearly in? Quick Rising tries to get the 50 over Mikey. Checker with the touch. Eli
It looks so small.
Eli McQueen. The car looks like when you go into it, when you look at it in your garage, it looks smaller than a lot of the cars that are in the game. Yet it has one of the biggest hitboxes in the game. It makes absolutely no statistical sense when it comes to this game.
Box, apparently.
Of all the things, they try a pre-jump play from Slave Panther to Checker that nearly went through. Almost the pass had to come in though. Follow up from Quick Horizon. Mikey off his backboard, gonna turn it away. Slave Panther midfield. Gives it right to Gerg. Gerg for Eli all the way down the field. McQueen all the way down. Can you find the second touch?
Oh.
Tries to follow up. Gets it away from Gerg. Mikey
open.
cleared his third man. Checker, this is an open net. He's going to turn it in and cut that lead in half. And it's going to go back to 1. Derecho, though, with 3 on the board, looking good with their full roster.
It went from a counterattack to another counterattack. I mean, we saw Burnsville pre-jumping each other. They failed miserably. And then the Derecho with a huge clear. Eli tried to get up to it, but then 2 players committed for them as well. And then it was just a wide open net for Checker, who sinks it. And now find themselves within 1. And yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing out of the Derecho right now. It's dangerous in front of their net. Gerg's going to put it away. Bottom left. And there goes their lead back to 2. It seems like they have an answer for every response that the Inferno give them.
And, I mean, I guess you could say that the Derecho have been the more consistent offensive team, the more consistent team in general when it comes to hitting the ball. Slave Panther and the crew over the Inferno, they having trouble hitting the ball, getting good touches, and Kirk Horizon over to the left side, trying to find a pass across. We'll get that mid boost. That touch is on target. Clear out touch from Checker all the way in from midfield. We'll snipe the corner and turn this into a 1-goal lead again. He keeps cutting the lead in half.
That was perfect placement. Gerg had everywhere in the net covered except for that one spot, and you know, it came down to not really much. The placement was good, but it was more so the power on the shot that really did it, that really made it go through. And it was just a perfect combination. Is this another open net? Radical does get back, and now Eli over to the right side. Quick's gonna cut it off though. Really good timing for Burnsville there. Radical now off of the ceiling. Does give away ball possession. Gerg now on the backboard. Gonna opt to hit it out. Eli's gonna miss. Slave Panther quick shot. Saved by Radical. Follow up Quick Horizon. Checkers there. And they've tied it up with about 50 seconds left.
Heroic from Radical to even give Derecho a chance out. Quick Horizon quick off the backboard. I thought Radical had the second save, but just couldn't get it enough. And again, that car keeps showing up. You see the big old smile from McQueen there on your screen, but he's got to be frowning right now because the game is tied once again, and Burnsville are pressing on their back line. Back pass to Checker. Off the backboard, Eli has the touch to the corner. Radical into that corner with ball possession, gets 250s. Trying to work his way out for the derecho, but Des Moines just cannot get out of their half, and a good clear from Eli will give them a chance. Radical 50 into that corner. Quick Horizon throws the ball away. Gerg with a midfield touch for Eli, a big 50. A win for Slay Panther. Now off his backboard. That bounce is not good. Again off the backboard. Quick Horizon's there. The follow-up from Checker is not on target. 5 seconds. Can they turn this one around? Ryotical with the forward touch. Slay Panther won't keep it up. Into overtime we go in game number 1.
It was originally back and forth throughout the majority of the game, but the Inferno have scored 2 straight without an answer. And it's tied, and we're in overtime. Gerg off the ceiling. Slay Panther going to play it over to the right side. Cannot double it. And so the ball is just left empty. 50 from Ryotical to the left side. I don't think he's got boost. Slay Panther now. And Quick Horizon both on the ball here. 50 does go actually pretty well for them. Back to Checker. They're just going to lob it towards the net. Gerg now. 1 touch to Eli. They find the pass, but at the end of the play, they get the 50. And Eli is going to take out Gerg on that one. Not the best look for the derecho right now. Double commit. And now Eli, full boost. Slay Panther's going to bump him off of it. Gerg now up. Gets 1 touch over Quick Horizon. Gerg now to the backboard. 0 boost. Eli over there on the wing. Can he play it back? No double touch.
Oh,
Players miss. A shot opportunity maybe, but Gerg's going to back off. Now goes. And a free possession for Eli. Off of the sidewall he goes. Gets a touch, but Slay Panther doesn't have the best first touch. Eli goes for the bump. Checker. Open net, but Gerg's going to deny. But he does panic on that second touch. Makes it awkward now as a double commit comes out from the derecho. And Ryotical now off of his own corner. It's just ping pong, but these clears are going back and forth. That's a huge bump from Eli, who's going to play it over multiple defenders. And now it's Quick Horizon who's up for it. Leaves it for Checker. Gerg catches it, and now is going to go up, see if derecho can get something going.
Rick just going to steal the boost. Opts to take it away. Looks for the bump on Eli off the backboard. Checker into that corner again. Keeps pressure for the Inferno. Off of the sidewall. On the wing. Quick Horizon with the touch. Has full possession. Walks through a defender. Gets the bump. Ryotical is last. Slay Panther gets by 1. Gonna play up the sidewall for possession for the Inferno, but doesn't have a second touch. Quick off the backboard, looking for 2. Has the double. Quick Horizon. You know, he can send out tweets for the league, but he can also double the ball off the backboard for the league.
I mean, Slay Panther before the game started just said, "Watch this man's performance." And we were joking around with Quick, and he hits the double touch in overtime to take game 1 away from the derecho, and it got really dangerous there at the end of the game for the Burnsville Inferno. But at the end of it all, they hung on and they got out of that overtime. And man, Checker with a hat trick, a lot of just long shots for him. I mean, Quick Horizon with that double to secure the game. And you know, Burnsville, I mean, a win's a win for them, which is super important in game 1 with that sub, but it's not affecting them at all right now. And I mean, it could have been anyone's ball game, so I don't think you're too upset if you're the derecho. You're able to put on 12 shots to the 12 shots of, you know, your opposition, and that's just kind of how the game ended up. Quick Horizon peaked. What can you do about it?
Maybe score more than 5 goals. Score 6 next time.
Yeah,
how about that?
You could also say Quick Horizon score more than 1 goal, but that's all he needed in that one. But man, I mean, they got killed on that on these just random responses. There was one off the kickoff that could have changed this game for sure. But we head into game number 2. Inferno hung on in the previous overtime and are now looking to extend that lead as the derecho go on to offense first. Ryotical just going to put it on net. Gerg with a really good touch to get it around the defender. Now Ryotical up. Gerg is up for it and slots it. They had 2 people up, but it doesn't matter. This derecho team was pretty much born to just deal with double commits and just always be there.
I mean, Eli goes, and Eli switching his car, and I mean, even off of the no more McQueen, even off of the double commit, like you said, still just that clean of an opportunity that the really double commit doesn't even matter. Gerg makes the touch anyway. Quick game number 1 for the Inferno, and he's gonna have to do some more work to get the Inferno another chance here, but a lot of throwaway touches from both teams. Eli, though, with a good first touch. You got to be focused on that if you're the derecho. Make sure that you get good first touches, and no one's there for the follow-up off of Quick Horizon. This is a free shot, and he somehow slots it, even after both misses.
Yeah, even though Slay Panther hit it off the bar, Mikey got bumped by his own teammate there. And they couldn't get anybody there, but a really good job by the Inferno to keep composure even after that miss and still follow up your teammate, and for Quick to be there to put it away. Checker now over to the left side, not going to be really shootable from there. Gerg now, though, the big pre-jump. Mikey now over to the right side. Gerg now can't get a touch. If he stayed on the wall there a bit longer, he would have had one. But now to the backboard, Slay Panther and Checker commit. Gerg now, side wall. He's going to touch it. It'll be in a decent spot to shoot. Off the backboard it goes. Eli's in a good spot, who tries to pass it mid, and now it's back pass from Mikey to Gerg. And I'm liking the ball movement, but it felt like that should have been just a possession attempt and not a pass from Eli there. He had a lot of space.
Mikey, good first touch over the top, gonna drop it down. Eli's there, but he misses the read. Gerg, though, free follow-up. Won't get by Quick Horizon, though. Big save from the Inferno. And I like what we've seen from the derecho on offense. They've looked very, very, tough to defend. They're putting the ball in a good spot, but once again, this Inferno team just has an answer every single time. It just seems like, honestly, it would be important for the Inferno to try and get a lead here and hold it. But I mean, you saw what the Inferno did in the last game. They clawed back, Brock. They really were down consistently over and over again, and they somehow called an answer. And Des Moines is running into each other right now. In their head, all three of them bumped each other at the same time.
Yeah, one of them bumped the other into the other teammate, and that's a really good demo, but it's blocked by Mikey to keep them alive here in game number 2. You don't want to go down by 2 here, as Eli's looking for the bumps, as Gerg takes possession, forces 2 to commit. Slay Panther, though, to Quick Horizon. Really good demo from Gerg to prevent that possible counterattack. Eli, though, up for this one early, gets 1. Quick Horizon does win the 50. Should be good for Burnsville. Eli does get a touch. Mikey's going to go missing. Checker, the last person you want to see on the ball in terms of, the precise power shooting from him. As Quick Horizon's up, puts it on target. There's 2 to commit, but Gerg's the first one to it. And now Checker with the confident commit. And I think right now it's difficult for the derecho to deal with is the just the Burnsville confidence, just them supporting each other. Even if, they don't have that perfect touch to keep it close, they are always backing each other up and are confident in their challenges, while as the derecho are kind of awkward, but there is the physicality. We saw it a little bit just a few seconds back. It didn't go through for them, but this time it does. Eli recovers off the wall and removes the net, and Mikey puts it away to get the lead back for the derecho.
I mean, there's still plenty of time, over 60 seconds left in this second game. Double commit on the kickoff.
All right.
Checker, nearly another kickoff goal for the Inferno. Gerg, first touch is really good. Now look at our backboard. Double quick misses it. And I think Gerg thought he had it. Good back pass from Des Moines in the midfield. Mikey with a touch, trying to give Eli a free one. Quick just sends it wide, and not a good first touch. That was a team pinch. Slay Panther has to put a touch to the corner and does. Checker in the midfield. Eli with a good first touch, forces 2 players from the Inferno to go. Gerg in the midfield again. That touch going to go errant. Mikey in to the backboard. Is anyone there for the follow-up? Eli was, but the Inferno can't get any control on the ball. They have no boost to do anything, and Mikey's just going to shoot it wide, and 30 seconds left. Inferno up by 1 in the series, but down by 1 in this game. They got to find one and go the length of the field to do it, and they don't have any boost to work with. Double Gimmick works out, though. Slay Panther on an outlet trying to find Checker. Slay Panther, good first touch. Now looking for 2. Mikey gets the read, though, on the backboard. 10 seconds.
Good play.
Can anything happen to Rachel all the way down the field? Checker. Good touch. We'll find Slay Panther, but the clear is going to go right to Mikey. He should surely have this. 1 second as the ball stays up. Mikey trying to get it down. Checker. Don't know why he kept it up. Into that corner. Mikey does clear it down, but it's Eli who makes the important touch, and we're in a tied series.
Yep, Burnsville, at least later in that game, once they were down by that goal, they started to, show signs of game number 1 when they were kind of all over the place on defense. And I mean, 2 demos for the derecho, but I mean the one I'm pretty sure it was just a bump, but they don't tally bumps at least on this scoreboard. But it was a gigantic bump to have the open net for Mikey, and they executed it well. What we are seeing is kind of a lack of physicality from Burnsville. However, I think doing a really good job of supporting each other. I'm really surprised on what I'm seeing out of Checker right now. He was drafted at 37, but right now, for me, he's playing like the best on the team. He's everywhere. He's making a lot of crucial blocks when the derecho finally, get numbers and have physicality down. It seems like Checker is always there to disrupt the play and always get a really good block. I mean, his power shooting, I mean, it's all just there for Checker right now, even though they lost this game. I think for Burnsville to get back into the series, got to fix those kind of defensive errors that we kind of saw more of in game number 1. Not so much that game 2, but just later in it. And then, keep supporting each other. I mean, Checker's playing phenomenally. I have to see if Slay Panther and Quick Horizon can step up. We saw Quick step up in game 1, but ever since then, the derecho, I mean, it was pretty much a close game, but in terms of the pressure, it seemed like the derecho, had the most of it. As Quick gonna get a demo there, as he's gonna go for this ball, midfield pass to Slay Panther. It's gonna be off, but commits with 0 boost, and that might be bad for them. It's a good midfield pass, but it's denied by Mikey. And the derecho, they also kind of look awkward on defense sometimes. Both of these teams really do not want to be on their defensive half, because both of them look pretty shaky when they're on it.
I mean, they didn't look too shaky on that save. Mikey with a good one gets his team out of a jam. But yeah, like you said, when we get down to this half, it just seems like we're running into each other, and the misses are coming out as well from both of the teams. I mean, the most consistent midfield play we've seen has been from Burnsville, who get back-to-back touches back to each other, and overall, they've had the more consistent play, regardless of the series being tied or not. It was a Des Moines offensive show in that second game, but you still see how close this series is. I mean, it's both 1-goal games. First one was an overtime, but regardless of who won it or not, they both pulled away and got a win out of it, and got the point, or not the point out of it, but got the win out of it and got the goal for it. But which one is going to pull away here? This is where we determine who is really going to take advantage in this, and who's going to take the lead. And so far, it's the Inferno. They've had the offensive possession here in the first half of this game.
Quick Horizon with a nice touch to the backboard and a huge bump. I think it was Slay Panther cleared out the net for Checker to put it away, and it's a wide open net at that point. If you can't hit it, it would have been pretty detrimental for the Inferno, but they get that first goal. And now on defense is Eli, who has a big win in that corner. Slay Panther now, big clear over to the left side, a bit awkward though. With a ceiling pinch goes Checker. Mikey, difficult to control it there. And now Slay Panther gonna pop it over one, gonna follow it up as well. Take the mid boost. Checker over to Quick. He is going to get blocked, but it still goes back to Slay Panther. Bit of an awkward pass there. And now the derecho on the counter. They're kind of all there, and it's an open net. Eli has to make a good touch here. He does. And now Checker back central, but it's cleared out by Mikey. And the derecho get out of a weird spot. They were on defense for a tiny bit, came out to offense, but all three players were on top of the ball. So it's looking a bit risky if you are the derecho. You got to make sure you have that, you know, established first, second, third man, or else it could be dangerous.
Whoa. I mean, that was a sketchy play from Slay Panther in midfield. Radical. Looking for a touch off the backboard. Quick horizon, good turnaround play. Gerg into the midfield again, and you see the Inferno errant misses just in front of their net, Wolf. It just seems like, I mean, even though they're winning this game, derecho could have 3 or 4 more goals just because of these errant touches that are happening that the Burnsville Inferno are just getting away with. I don't know how this is happening. Mikey nearly found that angle, and you see some of the plays that are coming out from this, Wolf, easily. If the derecho could find their mark on a couple of these shots, we could see a lot more than just 2 goals, because that's the max we've seen in the first 2 games.
Yeah, it comes down to execution and also not, you know, overcommitting as a team, it seems like.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, also having kind of just those random team bump moments as it's somewhat open there. Checker going to drop it into the corner. Really good controlled backflip there to keep that ball close, as Eli is going to force it out towards Quick. Mikey now over to the right side. Eli is going to turn on it, but he's a bit too late. They got to be careful here. Mikey does get a touch. Quick horizon to control. And now he's going to lose the 50. Slay Panther all the way back, though. He's kind of just waiting for that big clear. Mikey does beat one. Out to midfield for Eli, who slots
Great
it
play.
top corner, and they give him too much space.
You can't give them that open of an opportunity. They're not going to miss that. I mean, Eli with a great shot, upper 90 with power and pace. And that is the important thing for shooting in this league for me is, I mean, you can get the open shots, but some teams just struggle with getting the pace on the shot. And that has been the kryptonite for a lot of these teams of scoring goals is they get the play, they execute it right, but the shot at the end, the execution is just lacking, and it's poor. It's not where you want it to be. And I think if you're the derecho, you key in on your shooting ability, because your shooting has been better. Musty off the backboard. Eli has the second touch. Gerg's follow-up wasn't there. It was off the backboard and errant wide. Mikey into that corner. Will kill it for overtime. And we've seen 2 overtimes out of 3. And but what, I mean, the first one was taken by the Inferno off Quick Horizons double tap, and now you're looking at the derecho to take this one and take the series lead. It would be right for them as they're on offense right away, and awkward play on the back line, and the Inferno are going to escape out of it for now.
And they're a bit... We've seen both these teams struggle when they've got low boost on their end, like really struggle. That's a good controlled 50, though, from the derecho. It is going to go back to Slay Panther. He's going to take it up the wall. Does catch Eli committing. Checker counterattack off the wall. It's going to go to the corner, though, as Mikey might get insta-challenged. He does.
Whoa.
Not behind the ball, so it's going to go past him. Eli now controlling this one. Tries to get it around Slay Panther. It doesn't go. Mikey with a big touch over Checker. Quick horizon now to control it. Mikey might be getting bumped off the ball. Gerg. Limited boost. Going to try to take the 50 as it goes back. Mikey off of the wall. There goes Eli. He's going to put it on net, but Quick horizon over to the left side. Might have given away possession back, as it's a lot of back and forth right now. And Eli's going to leave that one back for Gerg, who's going to beat Checker. Huge win. And that's not going to be an easy ball to control for Slay Panther. It's up high. He has to go backboard for it. Mikey might just leave this. Quick horizon bumps his own teammate, but gets back to the ball because the derecho were not ready. And it's the post.
Somehow the Inferno don't score. I thought for sure that was in the net. Ryotical over Slay Panther. Checker just hits the ball behind Mikey, or behind Eli, who thought, he thought Checker was going to go right away, and he didn't. And both teams with a scare right away off the backboard again. Another miss from the derecho, who had another open shot. Checker has no boost to follow up. Eli in the midfield. Quick horizon off that side wall. Won't find anything. 50-50 comes out. Slay Panther 50's Gerg off that corner. Follow up, is anyone there from Des Moines? And they don't want to commit. Brock, they don't want to overcommit as we're 2 minutes into overtime, and neither team wants to give up the big mistake, the errant miss that just leaves their team in a tough spot, and then the goal comes out.
That's the one thing you kind of see at some teams, just approach overtime differently, and it's a bad approach because you're not having pressure. That's a big demo as Mikey gets it over to the right side, quick with a dunk. Gerg trying to keep this one close and has got a little bit of time, but only 10 boost. Controls that really well. Slay Panther awkward into the corner it goes. He gets the demo. Mikey now. Shot is going to be just off, but it's funneled back to Gerg, who might hit it over Eli here. They got to be careful. Checker up now. It's over to Slay Panther. Quick Horizon's going to turn on it. Eli's threatening the shot. What a bump, but no one's there for Burnsville to follow it up. And now it's a pinch back to their own side. Gerg now with the shot off the backboard. Mikey follows it, but Gerg is going to block his own teammate's shot landing. Not really anything he could do about it, but just so unfortunate timing. And now this one, another quick horizon. He's not going for a bump this time. Quick shot from Slay Panther into the back of the net. The unthinkable has occurred, and the Burnsville have somehow found a way out of this game number 3.
I mean, the bounce they had on that post, Brock, was... I thought for sure it was in anyways, but they get the win regardless in overtime, and took a little longer, but it was Gerg on that back line who just couldn't make the touch, and it was an awkward play in midfield. You saw how it developed. You saw how Eli was there, but just couldn't really turn on the touch, and I think it was Checker who walked through him, but yeah, it just turned into a free shot for Slay Panther that he's never going to miss. And on that back line, when you were sitting still on the back line with no pace, it is so hard to jump up straight in the air.
Yeah.
You just can't do it.
Moving.
You have to be moving, and if the ball is behind you, it is impossible for you to aerial backwards that fast, even with boost. So, but incredible, third game. A lot of screw ups. I'll say that. A lot of misses, a lot of mess ups, but some silly, goofy moments that make for some fun for us. But you really like to see the what we saw from Des Moines. Even if they lost that, they got so many close chances that if they can just put away and really dial in a little bit, they'll win this series.
It's all out in front of them. They've got the physicality, and they've had the shot chances. They just need to bury some of these and get, multiple goals here, because they've shown that they can compete with this Inferno team quite well and control, the offense for the most part. And when they do get in that groove, it makes it super awkward for Burnsville to really do anything on defense. But right now, see the car change from Eli into the Octane. So that's the third car change. Now it's the beginning of the fourth game. Double commit to the backboard. It's going to be awkward as Quick gets a touch to the left side. Free ball for Gerg. Shoots it off of the backboard. It goes somehow, and that could be good. Eli has time, though, but is going to bang it to the corner, and Slay Panther knows exactly where that one's going to go. To the backboard for Gerg. And now it's off the corner again. Both teams panicking a little bit at the start of this one. Checker with a pinch over to Slay Panther, who puts it off the backboard. Quick Horizon touches it backwards. Checker 12 boost. He's gonna turn around and hit it forward, conserve his boost there. It's a really good play. Almost looked like he was not even gonna go for it in the first place.
Whoa!
But that's a huge backboard touch. Slay Panther goes missing by a mile. Triple commit on the derecho goal line. It's a pass to Quick Horizon, who's gonna back pass it into open space, but they were on offense. Don't take it back into your own end.
Goofy.
And now it's a goal. Goofy.
Oh, Des Moines. Oh, it can only be Des Moines that would score that. But Yeah, this game has been an absolute mess as well, but you still see Des Moines come out on so far on top. But if you are the Inferno, you've had a couple chances that I think could go your way eventually, but I really think that they would benefit a little bit more if they found a little bit more physical plays at the right time. They are finding a couple bumps, but they're not really giving them any open, just clean opportunities. Des Moines is making it very difficult to even have an opportunity at making a clear shot on net. They're just not giving them any, clean chances. And as you see, Gerg with a good touch will get another one on the board for Des Moines, and Des Moines is looking towards a game 5 in this.
Yep, they're up by 2, just 2 minutes in, and I mean, the derecha, that was an open net. They didn't need any physicality there, but majority of these goals that they're getting, that they have to work for, come from that physicality. Even on their first goal, it was Mikey, I believe, who took out the last back. As this is another opportunity, really good touch though from Mikey to deny that shot chance. I like the ball movement there. The one time they were on offense, they were about to shoot the ball on net, but then back passed it to their own side and then ended up getting scored on. So a very different result there, as that's a huge counter from Slay Panther. And was this a pinch? What happened? Almost.
It was. Yeah, it was a pinch. Eli just gets caught out. It was a pinch between Slay Panther and Quick Horizon. Slay Panther gets credit, but Quick Horizon gets a pinch with him. Cuts the lead in half, and he got plenty of time, though, for the Inferno to get going. And, Brock, we've seen a theme of this series of the Inferno clawing back when it seems like they don't have a shot. What a pass across from Quick Horizon to Checker, and this is so clean to see. Eli tries to give it a shot, but just can't get it, and very good pace from Checker all the way across the midfield.
And that's what you need to do for if you're the Inferno. You got to be able to utilize, not conceding there, of course, but double commit there. But utilizing Checker, he's been so good for them. When he's been shooting the ball, as that's a big touch from Slay Panther. Eli's got a backtrack to the corner, but Quick Horizon just dimes him, and you got to be putting that one away. It was a wide open net, and if you took it slow, might have been able to get saved, but executed perfectly to Checker. That's a big bump. Gerg's got a beautiful catch on the ball though, just to stay composed there. He's gonna go off of the ceiling, plays it underneath Slay Panther eventually. Quick Horizon on his own end. It's to Checker. And now Mikey. It's going to go out. Quick Horizon misses, but Slay Panther with a huge clear. Gerg now over to the right side. The derecho need to be able to hang on in this one to, of course, force that game 5. But that's not the touch they're looking for. Checker, it looked like he was about to touch the ball, but ends up turtling into a demo from not really a big pre-jump, but a tiny pre-jump. But now Quick Horizon tries to bump Mikey out of the play. Counterattack to Eli. It's open if they can connect. They do, but it's a great save from Checker. And he's been all over the pitch, all over this series. And he continues to show why he's impressed me at least the most for this Inferno team during this series. And that is a game-defying save right there for Checker, as Slay Panther drops it to Checker, skies it though, and now Quick Horizon left in a 2v1. Slay Panther rotating back post, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But derecho do give the ball away. Checker, redirect, it's on target, saved by Eli. Mikey now double commit with Gerg. And now Checker's gonna go missing. Mikey with a big touch out, but just kind of feeds it to Quick Horizon. It does bounce nicely for the Inferno, as it's a big challenge that's going to go all the way back in the derecho half.
Checker's been, influential on this field for the Inferno all season long, has been the most important player. When he is on, he's making an impact. And right now he's making an impact in a good way for his team, because he has got his team in a good spot for this. I think that they are definitely showing signs of possibly taking this, but it's 0 seconds. I cursed it for the Inferno. They find Gerg, who turns around and somehow beats Quick Horizon near post and wins the game for the derecho who somehow forced game 5.
Should change
It
his
happened. It
name
happened
to-
so fast.
Should throw a quick in front of his name and have it be Quick Gerd, because he did outspeed Quick there on the 0-second shot. But I mean, that's huge for the derecho. You were looking at an overtime where potentially the series would have been over for them. You know, who know? I mean, they had lost. I'm pretty sure they're 0-2 in overtimes.
I believe they are.
Burnsville. So for them to to get out of here without going into overtime is huge. There's a lot more pressure on derecho there than the Burnsville Inferno in that what should have been probably an overtime. But Gerg at 0 seconds puts it away, turns around super quickly, and puts it away, and we will go to game 5. Mikey crashed.
New server, please. Wow. They have a player who crashed, and now they want a new server. How demanding can you possibly be, guys? Thanks. Really appreciate it. But, yeah, I don't know how Gerg got that in time. It seems like Slay Panther had a good touch, but he just couldn't, it just wasn't good enough. It was right to Gerg. I mean, it was not like it was a bad touch, bad play. It was just right to Gerg. And Gerg was, for some reason, ready for it to happen, even, before it happened, even as it happened. I would love to be a part of the Des Moines derecho, actually.
Trying to join the party match.
Do you need an invite, Brock?
What?
I mean, you're already in my party, but I would love to join the Des Moines derecho. Shout out Mogi. If you're in chat, bro, you got a new teammate. Heard water is being dropped. Trade window number 2.
We've leaked it. We have at that point we'd have to force him into retirement because we can't actually just drop him.
And I actually can't move teams because it hasn't been 2 weeks yet, and I don't think Volt and Kyler would ever forgive me for that if I did that to them.
Yeah, you're too
even
sentimental
then,
to
you
the
don't
team.
even want me on your team because you don't think I'm good enough to play on your team. So, yeah, buddy,
Well, it's mainly
you
like
can
I'm
stick with water and boo hoo hoo cry.
Maybe I'm the
cry
third
when,
worst, and we'd be like the 2 third worsts on the same team.
the 2 third worst players in the
not like
league on the
third-
same team.
like
Let it be
2/3.
known
That's what
that I was predicted as the worst play-ins player last season.
Hey.
And my team was actually the highest seed going into play-ins. And I was predicted as the worst player in the entirety of play-ins.
I mean,
so
me and Water are D tier players apparently. So
hey, I'm actually F tier. If you didn't know,
did Wesley update his list?
I was F tier before Wesley even put me on his list. So
Unlucky.
yeah, unlucky.
I mean,
but
D tier's got a lot of room. It seemed like B tier or C tier
When we-
had a lot of room in it.
yeah, always room if you want to join the F tier. But yeah, we would love to have you, Brock. But yeah, just waiting on this series to come up. Are you in my game or?
Yeah.
I'm here by myself. It says.
Well, I'm in a different lobby with Burnsville.
They leave? Did
I've clicked on
is it what is it? What is
Rocket
it on
League
right
could
now?
Not get any better.
What is it on right now? Yeah, let's just read. Tell them to leave and restart it
Yeah,
completely.
I joined your party match to get here, and you're not here, so I don't know how.
That makes a lot of sense.
this is Rocket League for sure.
Yeah, this is indeed Rocket League. I heard we loaded it up, Brock. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay. The new lobby is up. I just clicked it. So
And I went in with you, hopefully. Okay.
here's hoping.
Yes.
Yes. Gotta love it. So I haven't declined the Des Moines invite yet. So if you're still thinking about a trade, I mean, I think Dicey would be up
We
for
can't
it.
trade.
Yeah, we can. I heard that you can, if you have any, picks. I'm,
Picks.
it'd probably get me for a 4th rounder, probably. Deal? Yeah.
We don't.
Water and a 4th rounder for me. That's a good deal. But
Yeah, well, we'll have 4 players on our team, I guess. That makes sense.
makes about as much sense to me. But everyone's here, so we're gonna tell these idiots to get going because they've wasted enough
that's
of our
not very
time.
nice.
Sorry, I'm not here to be nice, Brock. I'm here to be mean. I'm here to be a bully to all these players.
Big bully.
Big bully. Game 5, Des Moines, Burnsville. Winner moves on to win, another win in their column and 5 points. Loser doesn't get a single dime. And yeah, I would want to get something out of this, especially if you're forced it all the way to game 5. So no one gets one right off the kickoff, so that's a good thing. We don't see any Steelhawks situations where we see 8 kickoff goals in a row. But it was Des Moines who clutched up with 0 seconds in that game 4, Brock. It seems like a year ago now that happened. But Quick with a good shot beats out that Des Moines defender and gets the first one in game 5 on the board for the Inferno.
Yeah, Mikey looks like he's trying to back pass it, but Eli was turning towards the boost, not ready for the pass, turned around and had to, defend Quick Horizon shot, pre-jumped, and was unlucky as he flies past the ball. So that's good start for the Inferno. For some reason, at the beginning of these games, Inferno love to just like double commit and triple commit and pre-jump at the ball randomly, and then it'll never happen again until the beginning of the next game. And I don't understand what they're trying to accomplish, but it hasn't like punished them yet. So might as well keep trying it.
And I think if you're Des Moines, you got to keep going. You can't let that one goal haunt you, because you're already down, but at the same time, Brock, you still have plenty of open chances and opportunity to win this game 5 and to win the series. But back-to-back misses won't really help you out a ton. Gerg, good first touch, tries to get over Slay Panther. Checker, though, holding down the midfield line, just gives a fake challenge and throws a rod towards the derecho end. But Checker with a good first one, trying to get any pressure himself to keep the ball out of his Inferno half, because he doesn't want the ball here when it comes to giving Des Moines any opportunity to tie the game. You would love to win this with a 1-0 lead, and Curry keeps pressing that advantage. Double off the ceiling, nearly had it. Had a good first touch off the second one, and then the follow-up was there, just hit the crossbar.
It was so close to being a crazy goal, and a much-needed goal right now, as Burnsville putting on the pressure, going for some bumps as well. Gerg now off the wall to Mikey, but doesn't really get anything done. Checker does give it away. Time is given, but Mikey does have a very powerful touch to the corner. And now Gerg off of the wall. Eli gets dusted, and now Slay Panther gets beat by Gerg. It's just so back and forth, but it's off the post. Time is given, but again, the duration, both teams are pretty much just panicking at everything at this point because it's game 5, and kind of just giving the ball away. They've been given so much time. Huge demo from Slay Panther. Checker shot. Oh no! At that point, I don't know what you're supposed to do. Slay Panther gets the demo. Checker with a really good shot. It doesn't go in. It could have been off of the post and in, but ended up not being, and then unfortunately Eli puts it in his own net, and that is a huge goal for the Burnsville Inferno with only 2 minutes left, and the derecho have still yet to get on the board here. So it's gonna come down to crunch time, I think. They might have a counterattack. They can't get the bump on Checker, and they had another chance there, but they just could not execute. And now here's a little bit of a double commit. They're still on offense, but right now, the derecho need one, and they need one fast.
They need 2, but they need 1, like you said, pretty quick to even have a chance to tie up the lead or to tie up the start. But flip reset, Eli off the backboard. Gerg trying to find a touch, looking for it, trying to find anything. Eli into the midfield, trying to find something off the backboard. Checker is there to turn it away. Gerg midfield, trying to find a pass across. Quick off that sidewall. Eli goes missing. And again, Des Moines with a chance, but just can't put anything away. Eli's touch is errant, and he doesn't get the corner boost as it's stolen by Slay Panther. Quick goes missing, but no one from Des Moines even has any boost to work out of their half, and Slay Panther just going to continue the pressure. The miss on the back line. Checker gets his second, and Olga confirms the Inferno stealing this series away.
Yeah, and I mean, they've just been given so much time, and it's like Burnsville way back in game one where they kind of all three jumped and panicked and were in an awkward moment that eventually got them scored on. But yeah, I mean, you just have, I mean, they've been given so many chances in this game, and, you know, the time that was given to them was not really used at all. All the, you know, touches were just given away to the defense, and, you know, the Inferno didn't really do, like, an incredible job at, like, taking that possession. They'd kind of just do the same thing back at them, but at the end of the day, it would be, you know, the Inferno that would get, you know, the last punch at the end of this back and forth brawl, where, I mean, it's just complete tennis play right now. And with 10 seconds left, it's way too late to come back in this one. The derecho will fall in 5 to the Burnsville Inferno. Quick Horizon. I don't know how many Rising Star wins he's got. I know he's got a Challenger one, though. But they are keeping the ball up. Pad the stats. Is there a 0-second goal that counts as 3? I don't think that's ever happened before, as this one will drop. The Burnsville Inferno are victorious in our second match of the day.
And they did it on the back of Checker in that game 5. Has 2 out of 3, shoots 2 for 2, doesn't miss a shot. Just has clean open nets. You see Quick in chat, happy for himself. Congratulations, my guy. You won 1 series win. Good job. Way to go.
Now leave the camera.
Yeah, get lost. But big win for Burnsville. They're able to get that one on the board. And give me 1 second. I can put them winning here and see kind of what happens to the standings. Rachel go down to 3 and 7, and the Inferno jump up to 7th. They stay kind of where they were at 5 and 5. They jump past the Superiors. They are actually dead tied with the Duluth Superiors. And I gotta look at some of the other score reports coming in, but it looks to be a win for the that's actually a big win. Holy crap. St. Cloud Flyers, who are number 1 now in Rising Star at 8 and 2, beat the Lumberjacks, the newly reformed Lumberjacks, in 3 games, who have Kazi K on their roster and also have Bob the Huge Man on the roster as well. And this was not a very close series. Flyers won 4-1 in game 1 and won game 3 6-1, and game 2 was 3-2 in favor of them. So they won it pretty cleanly. But yeah, that concludes our second series of the night, and it was a good one. Obviously 3-2 in favor of the Inferno, and now you're going to see the St. Cloud Flyers taking on the Green Bay Knights, and the Knights are sitting at 5th at 6 and 3, and the Flyers are 8 and 2. So you're going to see why the Flyers are 8 and 2, but they had a tough series last week I believe on stream that they still won, but they were tested. I think it was the Inferno actually who beat them, Brock, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't recall it totally, but that was our third one of the night, and I'm looking forward to this. That was our second one of the night. I'm looking forward to our third one.
Mm-hmm. And coming up, we got the Flyers and the Knights. Should be a really good one, as T-Jack and the Flyers gonna go up against the Knights, and this Knights team, very fun to watch, if I recall. Or no, that's the Brainerd team. But the Knights, we've seen them on a stream. But wait, the Knights, didn't we just play? No. Cloudy is Steelhawks. That's where I got messed up.
Well, they're the same color. They have similar colors. They're both orange. Yeah, they're both orange.
I think the draft is throwing me off. I'm looking at that.
I think so.
But yeah, Sonny, Captain Cat, who made a huge difference in Challenger when he subbed up last week. We saw what he could do. He was incredible. Gonna have to see if Intellect is gonna play again or if Sharkbite is gonna take that spot. But we will see them after this very, very short break.
Running around like dollars in the wind, bending over backwards just to let you in. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. But you were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the I'm sick of fighting the things that you said. I don't wanna burn all our bridges ahead. I'm tired of going to bed when you left me on red just to turn up the noise in my head. I told you that one day ain't never enough. You tell me I hate you, I still call you up. If we don't got trust, we can never have love. I was putting in the hours, I was. You were calling me a liar, 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 liar. Yeah, I've been putting in the hours, I was. And it's coming down to now and now and now and now and never. I was putting in the putting in the
Short little break for you guys. We weren't gone for long. We're back now. We got to get this next one started as fast as possible. The Flyers and the Knights. The Flyers currently sitting at 8-2 on the season. T-Jack, AK, and I believe CT Nivlak leading the charge for them. But it's T-Jack and CT Nivlak that really are the backbone of that roster. But you've got the Green Bay Knights who are going to face them. The Knights. I don't remember if they made a roster move in free agency. I believe they picked up Sharkbite, but that's about it. Sharkbite, Captuna and S-Baves lead that team, but I believe they brought in S-Baves from on a 1-for-1 with Cloudy, so that was their result. But we're back into this. Should be a good series. I'm excited to see what we get, and I'm just going to throw it out. I think we're going to see an upset here. I'm going to go with the Knights in 3 games. I feel like they're going to come out hot, and they're not going to let the Flyers get going.
I kind of like this take too. It's difficult to fight or to go against the Flyers, but we've seen them before we saw them win on stream last week. I believe they lost a match that at least in my eyes, they probably should have won, and they got kind of dominated in that series. And if I look back at it, it looks like it's week 5. It would have been Mankato beating them 3-1 off stream before their match, where they 3-1'd Burnsville last week, but came off of a 4-game loss, and not the best look for them in that off stream match. And we saw what Captain Cat can do in Challenger. I mean, he played phenomenally in Challenger and won them their series, and now he's here in Rising Star, where he was drafted, and I'm excited to see what he can do against Rising Star players, considering we saw him play and dominate against Challenger players.
This is going to be a tough one, though. They're going up against some very, very good competition. And already off the kickoff, you see why is that's going to go in for CT Nivlak. Getting credit off of the touch from AK off that kickoff. And the wind goes right all the way through. Hits that inner side post. And 3 seconds into the game, you already have a goal.
And fortunate for the Flyers, they start off up top here just off the kickoff. And now it's going to be back to the Flyers' end, where CTN's going to control the ball. He's got a lot of space to work with. What a flick! Holy moly! AK trying to read it, but is not able to get it. That's a good pass. T-Jack's backwards, though, does chip it on net. And this is an interesting match. We're seeing T-Jack go up against Sunny, aka S-Baves, as, the Boosty Boys going up against each other.
Yeah, and they were obviously on a team last season. Now on different sides of the line, not obviously playing with each other anymore, but
GM
you saw how
GM
successful they
said
were.
They were just like, we're not going to deal with this anymore. I mean, I think we
yeah.
influenced their last 2 seasons picks, where we were just telling all the GMs, don't take them, let Joe Bro fall to the 3rd round. And I mean, it ended up happening. So, I mean, maybe we have to. We didn't do that enough, I don't think, this season.
Let's rig the draft. Let him fall down to the 3rd round so I can pick him up. And we're going to get him on the Steelhawks. We'll have the Steel Boosty Boys.
There he is.
Oh, there it is. Finally, I get to say it. And it's Captain Cat to give it to me. Great shot out of the corner. Gets the follow-up. And, yes, ka-chow.
He's at St. Cloud. So,
yeah, he is. He's on their main stage.
Yep.
He's on their main stage right now, playing for one of their setups.
What a shot! I mean,
yeah,
top
out of
left.
the
You
corner.
couldn't place it any better. And I'm glad we see the Kachow goal explosion. We desperately needed it. After we didn't get it before, as Sonny tried to find him again, but that one just going right past him, as he's gonna get a good touch. Denied by CTN, AK and T-Jack on this one. Gonna be denied, as Captain Cat now, big clear off the backboard. CTN does give it away. Sharkbite does go missing. And now this one gonna be left. Captain Cat, a lot of space to work with. Dribbles it over one. I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of Captain Cat. I'm starting to question how he kind of wasn't. I mean, it was just recently that we saw that really good Challenger performance, but to me, we mentioned it when we were casting him then. I mean, he's a Challenger level player in Rising Star.
Well, he's getting the coaching that you need at St. Cloud State. Shout out to Kai. Always giving his players the best opportunity to play at the highest level and compete at the highest level. You're seeing why they're improving. They're the ones that are making the most. How is that in? T-Jack pinches it. Doesn't even respond on the goal explosion. And you see the caps, he doesn't even know what to say.
Just an utter shock. I don't know how that goes in. That is
even
insane.
The reactions from all the players.
Yes.
That goes ceiling all the way across the ceiling and then goes all the way down and just straight in. I mean, that's just can't get more of a direct pinch than that.
Man, I mean, I'm speechless as well. I mean, everyone's just got to tip your cap to that. You're not first of all, going to be ready. Second of all, not going to save it. But, you know, it seems like we get one of these crazy Cheejak goals, you know, every season. I can't remember if, I mean, obviously offline, been a lot more offline games more recently in the seasons than there have been in the past, but all the way back in, I think it was like season 5 or 6, I remember him getting like a flip reset musty, but he was like he was almost on the ground with the ball, but he still got it to go. And it's just these random pop-off moments that it's just incredible to watch as a spectator. As there is the demo man. He does find it after chasing him down, hunting down his prey. CTN in the corner. Sunny will deny. Now forced to touch forward. Captain Cat now flicks it over. Is it going to roll in? It's not.
What?
CTN gets back to it. Almost had another touch on it that would have hopefully rolled it forward, but Captain Cat and Sunny together are looking very dangerous right now, even though they're down by 1. Outside of that pinch, this is a tie game, but I don't even think we... I'm still trying to think, like, how does that happen, Stewie?
I can't really tell you. I can't really tell you how Captain Cat didn't score though off of that. That was rolling forward off the 50, and then somehow it's hit and starts rolling backwards. And I don't understand it. 30 seconds. Shark Bite, good double off the sidewall. T-Jack, good forward play. Look for any sort of follow up here. Gets it off the backboard. Sunny though, his boosty boy brethren, to take it away and. Denies T-Jack his 3rd goal, but Green Bay down by 1 in game 1. Sunny goes missing. Won't get any touch off the sidewall. T-Jack kind of throws it away. Captain Cat, what does he have with 0 seconds? Going to keep it up. Going to look to go off the backboard. AK, though, denies. Sunny can't keep it off the sidewall, and the Flyers are going to take game 1 off of that error and pinch.
Yep. They take game number 1, and yeah, I mean, the pinch is the difference maker in the game. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, Stewie, looking back earlier in the game, it was a T-Jack kickoff goal. Or not T-Jack, CTN was the one who had put it away. But they get the kickoff goal within 3 seconds, and then T-Jack with an otherworldly pinch into the net. And, you know, can you rely on that to happen again? I don't think so. That's why I'm kind of like leaning towards the Knights here in this second game. I felt like they should have won that. I mean, Captain Cat had like the perfect shot, top left, for when they scored. But can the Flyers rely on a kickoff goal and an insane pinch to keep them, you know, in this series? I don't know, but we'll have to see. If this game 2 they play even slightly better, we could see them start to run away with it.
I mean, can they keep relying on that to win them games? I don't think so. I mean, they don't think that you can rely on a pinch that goes all the way into the net from the midfield to win you games. But yeah, I think that St. Cloud's defense, though, really kept them in that. And it's between CT and T-Jack that really do a lot of the work on that back half. AK doesn't get enough credit, though, for what he does in the midfield. But even with a demo, you see from Sunny, they don't get any shot off of it, even. And Green Bay's passiveness right now is really killing them for me. If they were more aggressive off of Sunny's plays, they would find a lot more open opportunities. I really think that they have the talent to do so. But that touch from Sharkbite going to go away, looking to chase a demo on CTN, but can't get it out. And Captain Cat there in the midfield, but no one able to help him out just yet. And bumps coming out. 3:45 to go in this second game of this third series.
Yep, 0-0. Anyone's game to take the lead as it drops down to Sunny, denied by AK on the shot attempt. Sharkbite, the back pass to Captain Cat, is going to follow this one up with 29 boost, does full commit into it. And CTN now gonna go missing. AK low shot. Captain Cat's gotta get a save. He does. Hangs onto his dodge, but it's not enough to get it out of harm's way. T-Jack will put it in for the Flyers.
Great follow-up. Sidewall or side touch shot off of that. Able to get it through, and that's not an easy angle to hit. T-Jack, though, one of the only players in Rising Star who can put that away. And you can't give T-Jack an open opportunity like that because he's not going to miss it. I mean, you saw what he did last season on the Boosty Boys on Hibbing. Led them to many great wins. But ultimately, they were bested by the Bemidji Lumberjacks, who ended up being the Rising Star champions of Season 7. So
they had the three-peat. They had the Golden
they
State
did.
Warriors. I mean,
they won everything. They won it all.
The 2 majors and the
whole thing. I didn't think they were going to win the whole thing
shebang,
for a second there with how they were playing on land, but they were able to get it done. And all Hibbing did was the front half of the season do very well, and then they fell off a cliff. But hopefully that is not the case for this Flyers team, because they look good and ready. CT Nivlak in a snipe the bottom right corner all the way from midfield. And Sonny can't get there, and now you have a 2-goal lead for St. Cloud.
just the speed to be there from CTN. Snipes it bottom right, past the defender, and Captain Cat couldn't get there in 50 in time, so a little under halfway through this game. Flyers, have a pretty, I mean just look at it now. I mean, in that game one, I mean, it could have easily been the Knights game, but now you're looking at a game two where the Flyers, get in the rhythm and are now up 2 goals. This could be, a 1-1, you're in an 0-1 series, a 1-0 series in the Knights' favor, but right now, I mean, it's for the Flyers, and just like that, it could be a 2-game swing if the Flyers play this correctly. Sonny now gets a touch pass, but gets demoed. A chance for Captain Cat, but T-Jack on the back line gets one touch past him. CTN forward. Going to be difficult for a shark bite. He's going to leave it for Sonny. AK and CTN double commit. Captain Cat, he's dangerous on the ball. What is he going to do? Flicks it past T-Jack on the goal line. Ka-chow! Into the back of the net. The Knights make it within 1.
Great bounce dribble. Yeah, great play, great bounce dribble. I love how he went about that. Didn't make the play right away. Forced T-Jack to slow down on the goal line. Gets the shot to go through, and cuts that lead in half. And you get a little over 90 seconds in this game number 2. For the Knights to get one more on the board, but it's all in St. Cloud's hands right now. They have done a good job of just holding down possession of the ball and not throwing it in front of their net, and that's something every Rising Star team can learn from this team. Is, I mean, they capitalized on their mistakes. Sharkbite with a large mistake on that play gives the 2-goal lead back, but even then, St. Cloud do not throw the ball into the midfield ever, and as a result, it stiffens up their defense.
I mean, CTN in the camera shrugs and gives us the notion of what happened to the other team after that one goes in. And before that, with the Captain Cat goal, he had said you could hear he was like lip syncing ka-chow. We could totally tell what he was saying. So it's just hilarious to watch. But 40 seconds in this game.
Whoa.
Really good move from Captain Cat, and is going to get it somewhat mid. CTN misses. Here's a huge chance for Sonny, and they take it, and they get it within 1 again with 32 seconds left. Ka-chow.
Ka-chow again. It's a big one. Sonny, though, bottom right, will get that one to go through. Plenty of time. I mean, 30 seconds, half a minute is still a lot of time. You can see 4 goals in that span easily, but yeah, we'll see what we get off the kickoff. Not in possession of the ball are the Knights. They're stuck in their half. AK all the way across the field. They're gonna kill more time. T-Jack just walks through the 50-50. Sharkbite and Captain Cat bump each other on the back line. 10 seconds as 20 seconds has gone by. AK tries to beat out the defender from the Knights, doesn't get through. Into the corner, CT Nivlak. Captain gets backwards. CT Nivlak just going to kill it down, and the Flyers are 1 game away from a sweep.
Yep, just to show how important that game 1 was.
Life is a that was the player anthem. That was the player anthem. Hey, yo.
Huh?
Hey,
Copyright.
yo, bro.
Copyright. We're singing the
Copyright
song.
strike. Nah, it actually doesn't count if you sing it. Do you know that?
I'm just
you can't get a
joking,
copyright
Stewie.
strike if you sing it. It
Oh,
doesn't
well,
count.
then
You
we
can sing the whole song and it
entire
won't
song.
count.
Yeah, during the break.
Life is a highway.
We can just sing the Rocket League music during the break. Whatever song we want, we can just sing it. Remix by Stewie and
Remix
Wolf.
by Stewie and Wolf. Dad's in Space by Stewie and Wolf remix.
Stephen who? Is
Steven who? Who's that dude?
Who's the dude
No.
that made the song? Not him. Me and Stewie.
Not him. Me and Brock. Brock Wolflow Rush guy.
Yeah.
But game 3 on the cards. St. Cloud 1 away from a sweep over the Knights. They have capitalized
Ooh, it's
immensely.
open, it's open.
This is an open net. T-Jack, please. Thank you. Able to put it in the back of the net. That would have been a big mistake if they can't get it. CT, though, bumping Captain Cat on that back line. It's a 2-on-0 and a free open shot. Bumps raining in for the Flyers, who are having fun in the cams. And, I mean, despite Captain Cat getting bumped, he still is happy about, things. But, yeah, this would be a big win for the Flyers. 2-0 in the night is what they would be. And taking down a top 5 opponent would be a win for them in a sweep too, nevertheless, and with a full roster. So you know that you can take down the top 5, and if you're the Knights, it's comeback time. It would be a big one. Taking down the hottest team in Rising Star right now in a reverse sweep, but down 1-0 in game 3, I don't like your chances.
Yeah, it's not looking
Down
good
2-0
right now.
in game 3, I don't like your chances.
Yeah. Sharkbite's getting pressured on the goal line as it goes over his head. I mean, Sonny just misses, and then AK immediately goes for the bump, sees CTN has possession, makes Sharkbite panic on the goal line. There's not much he can do there to not get bumped. But the Flyers up 2-0, and I mean, this is how they started the last game. They won the last game, and I mean, for me, the Knights, I mean, it was the Knights, it was Sonny and Captain Cat. That's a wide open net, though. CTN again stops playing as this one is gonna roll into the net, and man, that's killer. I mean, you still got 4 minutes left, but you were down by 2 already, and it's just a wide open clear from CTN into your net.
How much Green Bay can do at the moment? It's been 60 seconds exactly.
They're looking at like the
And they
Packers out here,
haven't.
Stewie.
Yeah, they just can't get anything going. I mean,
That sounds like the Packers.
poor Jordan Love. Poor guy.
I mean, just that
can't get
that
anything
O-line,
going.
I mean, the injuries for David Bakhtiari.
David Bakhtiari sucking, $400 million from the Packers for one game a year. I mean, why is he still on the franchise? I don't know. Need to trade that man considering how old he is, but that's football. This is Rocket League. Rocket League is
That's technically
not
football with cars.
Yeah, it's soccer.
Vroom, vroom.
Okay, go to bed. All right, you be quiet. But yeah, I have a friend who is on Chicago on my college team. He just informed me that Chicago won both of their series tonight, and the second one was actually a perfect sweep. And I got to check the schedule, but Chicago in Rising Star played Des Moines actually and beat them in a perfect sweep. So sorry about that, Brock. But they played Omaha too and beat them 3-0 in their first match of the night. So Des Moines or Chicago going 2-0 in the night jumps them all the way up from 15th all the way up to 10th. They went from 3-6 to 5-6 on the night. So congratulations to Chicago winning their series. But in other news, St. Cloud sweeping Bemidji, like I said, and then Minneapolis taking down St. Paul in 4 games. It's a big win.
That's dangerous.
And Bemidji going 0-2 on the night, even after making their roster change. But 3-1 as S-Baves gets the touch. Captuna Cat with a good redirect on target and steals Sonny's goals. And regardless, 3-1 here in this scoreline. And Ka-chow.
Ka-chow is indeed the right term. I mean, that's dangerous if you don't get, the softest touch possible, with that redirect. As that one's off the bar, CTN does hit it past Sunny. So the Knights trying to claw their way back into this one. But if he hadn't gotten that, redirect to go so perfectly and he had just touched it slightly, there was a defender back post for the Flyers that would have gotten there and probably saved it. So definitely a bit of a risky move, but also have to think that he would have been back in time thinking ahead and trying to outplay him in the net. But regardless, they executed well. And it's a goal, and right now, no boost for Sunny, as T-Jack does win the Boosty Boy battle for the mid boost. And right now, it's a double commit. It's going to go up the wall. Shark Bite does get one, but he's got 0 boost. AK in front of the net. They're a bit awkward, but nobody's there for the Knights.
I mean, you just have to have something when it comes to that. I mean, that is just... You can't give them that much of an opportunity and not yield anything. St. Cloud's going to be lucky for that, and Captain Cat just can't make the read. T-Jack with a 4th on the board, and AK with a massive dunk. I mean, if you're Captain Cat, you don't think the ball is going to... You think it's on target. You don't think it's going to hit the crossbar. It nails the crossbar, and T-Jack's there for the follow-up, but you're leaving something left to be desired. If you're the Knights, because you would have loved to get that second goal on the board and cut the lead to 1.
Yep, that would have been huge. I mean, they had a little bit of an offensive, burst when they were within 2, but they weren't able to score off of it, and the Flyers, just ended up scoring there, and so that really puts you in a really tough situation where you rarely see somebody come back from 3. With 50 seconds left, and just the way that they've been playing, kind of relying on Captain Cat to make a huge play for them, as CTN has won the battle, I think, against Sunny here today, where there's been a lot of times where they go up against each other and CTN is just faster to the ball. AK looking for the redirect though. 20 seconds left, gotta score like now. And maybe a bump comes out, and maybe they get it through. They got one last opportunity here, and it's going to be denied by T-Jack. And that will seal it 100%, as T-Jack's going to put in another goal, as the Flyers will go 2-0 on the day and end it with a perfect sweep.
And a clean one at that. A 3-0 win for the Flyers, who going to move up after this win to 9-2 on the season, and look good. 15 games so far down from plus 15 from first place. AK gets the 6th. They have 45 total points on the season. They lead all leagues with 9 wins. No other team has 9. I can't even Brazil. Sunny, just trying to get some form of win against his Boosty Boy brother, and I love that one. That was a good one, but yeah, good games. GG's well played to everyone, but the Flyers with a clean sweep of the Knights, and that's a big one for them for their season, Brock. And now we look at the final dance of the night, final match of the night.
Yep, final matchup of the night. The Mankato Atlas set
a good
to
one,
take
too.
on the Hibbing Rangers. So, I mean, is that Bob the Huge Man?
No, it's not.
No,
he's on the Lumberjacks.
He's the Lumberjacks. No.
But the good news is the Rangers currently sitting at 7-2 in second place. The Atlas sitting in third place at 7-2, and the Rangers are 1 game ahead of them total. That's the difference in the standings, and this is a highly touted matchup. This is 2 teams that are very close currently in points, and obviously can't catch St. Cloud for the lead, but this is going to determine who is in second place and who is in third place. And the Atlas, you've got Black Belt, Jaws, and Cripplify, and of course
used to have Caesar, right?
Used to have Caesar, yes. They made that move.
Yeah,
and
Black Belt.
Black Belt, yep, on his way in. Yep. And
Caesar went, I mean, they were kind of struggling in Rising Star. They were one of the last placed they were either second to last or last place teams. I think it was like the 15 and the 16 seeds were playing against each other, but now all of a sudden he's in Challenger with Mako and Calster, and he looks like a prime Challenger player all of a sudden in just that one, that one singular move. So, I mean, it's just crazy to see how far he's jumped up and how big of a difference having those good teammates around you makes a huge difference. But yeah, Stewie, any last words before the final break, before the final match?
The Rangers have Jack, OJ Kamo, and Hadron, and those three have looked very good on the season, especially OJ Kamo. But Jack has been the leader for that roster, right? And yeah, goals per game, I believe, led by Jack. And this one's going to be a good one. Looking forward to it, and we'll have it for you after a short break.
Just some more whiskey. I can't seem to understand how you do this to me. You've been running in circles inside my head. Wasn't looking for love, but baby, I found you instead.
Well, we got one more matchup for you, friends. We're looking at the Atlas and the Rangers once again, and we had a score report come in for the Rangers, or for the Atlas, actually. The Atlas playing the Knights, who we just saw in their last matchup get swept by the Flyers. They played the Knights at 6:45. The match wasn't sent in yet, so we didn't know the score of it, but the Knights winning that in 4 games. So that's a big win for the Knights, but for the Atlas, that means they're not in third anymore. They're in fourth instead of third. So, not quite right next to the Rangers, but it's still an important game for both of them, because if the Atlas win it, they have their 8th win on the season, and if the Rangers lose that, they would have their 3rd loss. So you would see the Atlas jump up again into second, but for the Rangers, they're 7-2, and I don't remember if they had a 6 p.m. game. They did against Burnsville, and I have not seen the score of that yet. So that'll be fairly interesting to see, Brock, if that changed anything. But Wolf and Stewie, we've been here the whole night, and we're going to be here through this final matchup. Should be a good one.
Yep. Players are ready to go, and I screamed at them to join, and they are now going to join. You did as well. But yeah, new face for the Atlas block belt coming in for Caesar. Yes. I think for a second, because it's weird, it wasn't like a direct trade. Caesar went up to Challenger. Jaws and a Cripplify already on the roster, but now to join them is Block Belt, who I believe was a Lumberjack with Bob, maybe? I want to say.
I believe he was. I want to say he was with Bob and I don't remember who started on the roster.
Traxel.
Right? Yep, I think so. Yeah. But regardless, this should be a good series. Cripplify with the first midfield. Not the best touch from the Rangers. I think it was Jack. It was. He kind of just threw it away in the middle, and it was a double commit. And as a result, it's a free shot that's going to go in. And Hadron, I think, is eating some popcorn. Hopefully, that helps him make a couple more saves for his team.
Yep, and got the cams figured out, I think. But Jack immediately with a double from that left side to respond. Goals per, I believe he's leading in goals per game, and figures why. Right there.
Mechanical menace himself. Always finds a way to step up, and I gotta pull up the standings and the Power BI to see. But last time I checked, he was leading in goals per game, and OJ Kamo was leading in assists per game. But let me look at things very, very quickly for people for Rising Star, and assist per game leader is actually Etro, but in the top 6 is actually in the top 8 through 10. Top 10, I'll say, is both OJ Kamo and Hadron are in the top 10 out of all the entirety of Rising Star for assists per game. Goals per game is
that is 48 players.
As
plus subs.
That's actually not bad. Goals per game is actually OJ Kamo who leads 1.33.
It's someone on this team, you'd figure. And there he is.
And there he is. It's funny that he shows up right at the perfect time.
Yep. Good pass from Jack. Cripplify couldn't cut it off in time. Couldn't turn around. And the Rangers capitalize. Get up by 1 with 3 minutes, 16 seconds left. And the kickoff goes in favor of Atlas right now. OJ Kamo kind of had to dodge his own teammate there, trying to advance the ball upfield. Cripplify now going to get denied by Jack. It's a powerful shot. Block Belt cannot save it. It's a huge shot. And the Rangers go up by 2.
You see why he's one of the best in Rising Star right now. Slams the ball all the way down the field. Straight shot towards that net. Catches that defense out. There's not much you can do about that when the ball is rifled straight to you. And Caesar actually in Rising Star just under a goal per game he was for the season.
He might have better stats in Challenger. Did you watch him play his series on stream?
I have to look at that. I'm actually gonna look at that right now. You got my mind curious, and
he went off in that series.
He's just under a goal per game as well in Challenger. And his teammate Calster is number 1 in goals per game. But yeah. I have to say though that it's a good answer from that Mankato player in black belt, able to get 1 on the board for. I believe it's actually Jaws. What am I saying? Well, able to get 1 on the board for the Mankato, gets 1 back, and now double miss.
Another one.
OJ Como towards net. Kripko's missing 2. Black belt can't get anything on the ball. Hadron, it's the crossbar. That's a miss as well. So many errant misses from the Atlas don't yield a goal because the Rangers just can't put it on target. And I want to say that Mankato is missing Caesar in this, getting rid of him on the season so far, Brock. But yeah, I gotta look. I gotta look for who leads that happening. But I think overall, if you're the Rangers, you're gonna want that one back. Even you leading, you want the insurance.
It was a big mistake. I mean, it was just a silly, unforced error. Just had a bad touch. Away from your car, couldn't 50 it, and it went right to Jaws, who was challenging the ball, and it went into the Rangers net. So this makes it, much closer game than it would have been. Adron gonna throw it to Cripplify, who Jack's gonna slow it down though. Drawn from the corner, pops it middle. Jaws, it's a little touch. Jack also denies there. OJ Como, it's just a textbook. I mean, they slow the play down. They're putting pressure on. And just staying behind that ball. I mean, that's going to do it for you. I mean, the Rangers just look by far, the better team. Even, it's 2 goals. But, I mean, all of these Ranger goals, I mean, the quality of them are just, phenomenal. Especially for Rising Star level. And right now, it's gonna be a third for Jack. Like, stop! They're already dead, Stewie.
It's like, oh man, it's like beating a dead horse. I mean, it's still 50 seconds left, and anything is possible. 3 goals would be a crazy comeback against one of the better teams we have in Rising Star, but yeah, a lot of their goals just are straight. Plays that are hard to save, and good shots, good follow-ups, good midfield play. They don't let anything on their defensive half get too crazy for them to deal with, but they do have a lot of misses though on their back line. A lot of forward touches that you just don't see, St. Cloud making, a team like them throwing the ball to their midfield. And Temo coming in from Hadron will give a chance for Jack and OJ to get anything going, but OJ Como in the corner looking for his 3rd goal. Can't find it. Goes off the post. Hadron just going to kill the clock and take his time and not going to even go for the ball. Doesn't need to. See the awkward play from Jaws to deal with. 5 seconds left on this clock. OJ Como with the touch. 1 second now. Ball going to fall to the ground. And this should be it for game number 1. The Rangers going to go up 1 in this series, and be good if they can get going quick in that game too. Jack with a flip reset chance. Won't get anything out of it. Hitting. Good opening game.
Yep. Like we expected, probably even more dominant than we would have thought coming into that game 1. They already had, a big lead. And then, Mankato at the beginning, Cripplify, his goal at the beginning, had them in the lead at one point. Jaws had that challenge that went in for him. But Jack with a hat trick, OJ Como with 2 goals for his name, and all 5 goals assisted for the Hibbing Rangers, and just phenomenal play as a team. The way that they are able to go super fast and put a quick shot on target, but then have Mankato panic and then give them another opportunity, but then for the Rangers to slow the play down, keep that ball close, and, delay, the delay flick shots I'm seeing from, OJ Kamo, I'm really enjoying, and it's very difficult to defend when you see this structured gameplay in Rising Star. And, there's a reason why, at least for me, probably, the best team in Rising Star right now, or if not one of the best, just because of how they move as a team. It's just unstoppable right now.
They do have some mistakes. I mean, you can see them clearly. They, have errant touches in their half, especially on defense. They put the ball to the middle of the field sometimes. You can't have that happen. And I think if Hibbing is going to be a team that is going to win it all at the end of the season, they can't have those plays happen. They have to learn from their mistakes and adapt. But I think they are offensively one of the best in Rising Star right now, and that's showing. I mean, they just can't be stopped. Once they get an open opportunity off of a bad save, they're there every time on the shot. They don't miss.
Yep, and Jack puts in another one, and, it seems like both. At this point, it's just Rising Star's over. It's a competition at this point for who can get the most goals. Is it going to be Jack or OJ Kamo? And I don't know. Right now, it's OJ Kamo, but... it's in between those two for me because they cannot stop scoring. In any series we see them play. But Jaws lands well on the backboard. Cripplefy doesn't get a touch, so Hadron gonna come in off the backboard, plays it well. Jack gets a touch actually back to Hadron. Now towards OJ Kamo. They keep possession. Look at how fluid this movement is. They're able to keep composed. We saw a lot of Rising Star, today, just overall, when there was no pressure on the ball, or no threat at all, the team would just panic with it and just, even concede goals sometimes. But this Rangers team knows how to utilize that time and space, and it's showing here, and it shows why they're so good at the game.
Good chance here for Mankato. Blockbet, though, turns it wide, and that's a touch you're going to want back. Jaws going to keep pressure on the ball. Wow. I think it's important for Mankato to keep pressure on the ball. Crip could save on his back line. Hadron follow-up. That's off the crossbar. Hadron again beats two players from Mankato. Blockbelt, good block on Jack. OJ Kamo trying to follow up. Jaws, though, reads the play, hits it away from him. OJ Kamo looking for a redirect, fakes it out. Jaws has the follow-up. Gonna get a good 50. Jack, not in the best position here off the backboard. Gonna try and possess the ball, and does. And you see why he's one of the best in Rising Star. Has a bump chance here for Hadron, but Blockbelt, a good play on defense. Jumps to avoid the bump and gets the flip off. Jaws on the counterattack won't find anything. Cripplefy is up for this. Beaten by Jack, though, and that just keeps on happening. Jack keeps getting beats on these Mankato players.
It's open.
And it's an open net. Crip can't control it, and he can't corral it. And even if, you get an opportunity on the counterattack, you just can't find it if you're Mankato.
Yeah, and I mean, it was super difficult to even shoot from there because of how fast it was going. Kama gonna go missing there. And now Cripplefy up. Gonna put a shot on, but Hadron to the right wall. Doesn't get another touch, but it's not the end of the world because no one's really there for the Atlas. Now they're gonna backtrack to their corner. Pinch from OJ Kamo. And now Jack coming in on the right side, gonna leave it. And, whether it was on accident or not, gave pretty much a free ball to Hadron. Didn't do much with it there, but look at how composed they are on defense. They don't have to touch the ball as first man if it sets up somebody that's, back supporting. And, I don't see any Rising Star teams doing that as much as this team is doing right now. Just the way that they're moving as a team is very impressive, and it's gonna be a goal. And everything is clicking for the Rangers. And I mean, they've got, all the good habits in place. And they're just tearing up the Atlas right now.
Even if Crip gets a double on that ball, it's not good. It's not good for him because he hits it away from Jaws, and Jaws can't make contact on the ball. And now another one. Crip, though, going to answer back. Makes up for his mistake and gets one right away off that kickoff. Wins it through, gets the shot, beats OJ Kamo. and cuts the lead in half. But even then, this Rangers team just plays so structured. They're so hard to beat because they constantly have a challenge, have a clean player that's able to get through. They don't run into each other. The spacing is good on this team, and it's the reason why they're so hard to take down. But Mankato needs one here to get back into this game and get back into the series. Hadron not going to give it to them though easy, and Hibbing not going to make this easy on the Atlas. It's a good clear all the way downfield, and 1:15 still left to go. You got plenty of time if you're Mankato. Can't really get anything going though. No pressure. As a fake comes out, Kirk fakes underneath another one, but OJ Kamo is going to take it off his head.
Yeah, I mean, you had everything you wanted for Cripplify. I mean, you had low boost, but did a lot of work there to keep that ball low, but then unfortunately couldn't get that 50, and that's so big. And unfortunately couldn't land there. And, did so well just until that part where you didn't 50 the ball. That's a big demo. Atlas now somewhat on offense, but, Rangers just do such a good job of possessing the ball. It doesn't really matter right now when the Atlas are on offense because they're doing such a good job, but, they might have caught him out here. OJ Kamo, that's a really good touch out from the Atlas, trying to make them awkward. Jack's in the air now with space. Dribbles it.
Oh, boy.
Air dribble. Doesn't get the dunk. Jaws to the left side. OJ Kamo now up. Cripplify goes missing. Block belt now. He's got 12 seconds to make something happen for the Atlas as it's a clear. Jack's alone, but he's got 29 boost and cannot get another touch on it. OJ Kamo, though, behind it with 1 second left. Block belt has to keep this one up. To the corner it goes. Passes it middle, but it's going to drop down. Even if it got there, they would have been there regardless, as OJ Kamo had that covered. And the Rangers go up 2-0, and it was, closer game for the Atlas. But it's still, Stewie, just the overall control of the game. Only 4 shots for the Mankato Atlas, 11 for the Rangers, and they, even though it was 1-goal game, they're just controlling this series.
Yeah, I want to say that Hibbing has controlled this series, but you see Mankato going for a lot of demo plays, a lot of bumps on offense that they just can't get to work out. And when you full commit for that bump and you don't get it, you're so far out of position. You're hard to really get back in time, and it's hard for your teammates to cover for you if you throw yourself out. And that's what's happening in Mankato right now. Hibbing is just scoring off of those simple mistakes of being out of position and over positioned, I could say. But going into this third game, it's been a close series regardless for Mankato. If they do lose this, they gave Hibbing a good scare, but Hibbing doesn't look uncomfortable at all. They look, in fact, more comfortable than they've been in the time that I've watched them on any form of a broadcast.
And we haven't seen really any weaknesses yet. I mean, there was like one mistake from Hadron earlier in the series, and it didn't really matter because they just made up for it in the rest of the game. There's a double commit there, though. And a good demo from OJ Kamo opens up a possible 50 chance Cripplify. Does do some work on offense as Mankato, they got to start there. They got to start somewhere on offense. That's a really good demo, but Cripplify can't get the 50. And that one's going to go in for the Rangers. You figured if he had dodged or jumped, he would have been able to stop that.
Yeah, I'm wondering why he didn't. Maybe he didn't think that the player was there, possibly? I don't know. He could have had tunnel vision on the ball, didn't see that the player was coming in to take the touch, and I guess you could say
he was ready
that
to go for a clip.
Indeed, he was locked in on the ball and not the players around him. But Hibbing with the first one on the board, looking for the sweep. If they find a couple more here, they could bury the Atlas in a mountain to climb. But one is not really a mountain; it's a small forest. And Hadron with a big miss. Jaws though can't get any real decent shot on it. Grip off the backboard, trying to find 2 touches. Hadron. Gets a little bit of help from his teammate in OJ Camo. With the sidewall, Jaws hits it away from Black Belt, and we've seen that a lot from Mankato, hitting the ball away from their teammates a little bit too much. The chemistry just a little bit off point.
Yep, and they've had some opportunities to, do some work on offense, but they just have not done enough with the ball to make it, too threatening for the Rangers. Need to, keep up that physicality. That's a nice shot, though, to start things. Hopefully for the Atlas. Cripplify off the wall. Gets a good 50. It's going to bounce nicely. Can he bump OJ Kama out the way? No, he's going to stay grounded in the corner. Take a 50. And, even though this is going to go to Cripplify, it's just so well oriented. Black Belt might have an opportunity here, but Jack, it's a really good touch as Cripplify goes off the corner. Shot chance, double commit for the Rangers. And we've seen a lot more double commits this game, than we've seen prior for the Rangers, but it's not really affecting them right now because they, they get back reorganized and reacquainted, and they take possession of the ball. They're still going for demos, and it's like nothing bad ever happened.
Jaws gets a good turn on that take, but you're talking about the Rangers defense. Even when they do double commit, they hit the ball to the sidewall, and I talked about it with St. Cloud. Even when they double commit, they never clear the ball to the front, middle of their net. They're never throwing it. I mean, even when they double commit, they're still giving Jack a free possession. Big miss for Mankato out of that corner, but honestly, Hibbing just looks more controlled when it comes to defense. They're not throwing the ball directly at Mankato. I mean, they're giving Mankato a touch, but more often than not, it's just a shot out of the corner or a pass chance that Mankato just can't complete at the moment. And a good shot, though, finally from Black Belt. Catches out the Rangers defense, and as I say that, they find back-to-back-to-back touches and an open net.
Love the little celebration from him. That's a powerful shot for Black Belt. And the Atlas find it within one. And I think if you're the Atlas, I mean, it's one step at a time here. Got to find ways to keep up. That's a really good demo. Jaws takes a 50. OJ Kama with a really good touch, though, getting that. Not the best bounce, though. Hadron gonna touch it forward, but Black Belt sets it up nicely. Is there a follow-up? No, he's gonna follow it up himself. Cripplify now towards the wall. You gotta find ways to keep up this pressure if you're the Atlas, because, the second you let the Rangers feel comfortable again, is the moment you're going to concede. And I think if you're the Rangers right now, you don't change anything you've been doing. You keep up that pressure. You don't want to give time to the Atlas. As they slow the ball down there for the Atlas, I like that. Make it more simplistic, and I think that's going to benefit them more. I think the Rangers are more dangerous mechanically than this team at the moment. But right now, I mean, they're doing a really good job. Jaws making work out of the corner. Can he squeeze it in? He will! Off the ground. Jaws gonna put away the Atlas's second and get them up by one with just over a minute left.
And Jack didn't respect it, and Jack falls on the ball and own goals it into his own net. Minute 10 still to go for the Rangers to come back right off the kickoff. Nobody cheats from Hibbing. As a result, Jaws gets full possession and boost and gets by one. Big mistake. What in the world is happening with the Mankato defense? Nobody wants to. You have a car, use it. Nobody wants to hit the ball here, Crip. I think he just gets caught and he couldn't do anything.
I guess he just didn't expect that big of a touch, and then maybe he just had an issue turning. When you put your car, in a situation like that where you are just facing forward and you're not kind of facing a wall, your turning is very slow. While as if you were facing the wall, you can either turn up or back. But they might have gotten it back here. Jaws counterattack. They can't get the save, and the Atlas get right back on top within, up by one goal here, and that's a big mistake if you're the Rangers. You got a lucky one with the Atlas mistake, but now you let a goal in here, and with 45 seconds left, Rangers can still get back in this, but the Atlas pretty much gifted that after a huge mistake that probably should have lost them the game or gone into overtime.
And now with 30 seconds, Crip with a big beat midfield on Hadron. Hadron demos him for it off that backboard. Block Belt just to read it, and Mankato, what are you? We're just giving Hibbing goals now? Is that the plan?
It's so
you just
painful.
own goals in it. Oh no. just puts it in his own net, and that is so difficult. You see Jaws laughing in the cams, trying to keep his teammate in good spirits, but that's
what we did with Burf.
that is a tough scenario to be in. But now Hibbing's trying to steal this game from what it seems like double commit again. Jack gonna put it on target, forcing another save from Jaws. Demo comes out from Hadron. OG Kamo has the shots, and the demo follows right after a goal, and it's all falling apart for the Atlas.
Chair, pumps his chest. The Rangers have somehow stolen this game away from the Atlas, and just like that,
Yeah.
it's a 2-goal swing for them, and it's all gone wrong for the Atlas within the final moments, and Jack is getting a free possession, which is the last thing you want to see if you're the Atlas. And they've got to be able to keep this one up all the way. It's going to drop. The Hibbing Rangers get it done in 3 games. You know, we can totally make an argument that Mankato was going to win that game, but do you think that they would have been able to, they would have won that one game, but do you really think that they would have been able to hang with this Rangers team that, at least in that game, was kind of off compared to the other 2 games? But I in my opinion, I think the Rangers would have had it back in game 4 or 5 and would have just been too much. But I mean, that would have been the first step for the Atlas to get back into the series. Couldn't get it done. Almost was right in front of you, but unfortunate ending there for the Atlas. A lot of mistakes in few time. I'm kind of just like in shock that at how quick that flipped. I mean, that's just Rocket League for you. Mistake, pile up after mistake, just in a short amount of time for the Atlas, and the Rangers get it done.
I mean, I don't want to rag on Mankato, but they kind of gave Hibbing that game. Not gonna lie, that was a.
Mm-hmm. It went from unfortunate to more unfortunate to.
Goodness gracious, what are we doing?
I don't even know a better word.
I don't either. That was not a good scenario. Tough for Mankato to deal with. It's a hard loss to take. It really is. But you know, to experience it now against one of the better teams is not a bad thing. But I think if you are Hibbing, you look at that series and you know, you take the win, but you wonder, you know, what would have happened if we lost that 3rd game, if we would have gone into the 4th one, you know, with not a ton of momentum, would you have won that 4th game? But the team that has been more consistent all season, Brock, has prevailed here, and just took control of it, and really is the ultimate victor at the end of the day because of how more consistent they played to me.
I mean, games 1 and 2, I mean, they still scored 4 goals in that, you know, game 3. But, I mean, it's funny. Their worst game that they played, wasn't that game 2 like 2-1 or something like that? There was like a 1-goal game.
I want to say so.
But, yeah, so scratch that. But, I mean, just consistency throughout, control, the pace of the game. They had it down. They had the demos. Controlling the ball, keeping that ball close is really a strong suit from Hibbing. They keep their cars grounded quite a bit, and there's a huge difference in teams that do that as opposed to this one right here. And that was the final match for Rising Star week 6. But you know, looking over the day or the night, the Superiors shutting off with that 4-game win over the Steelhawks. It was a bit too much for, a bit too much. I mean, it was an upset, Stewie. I mean, that was kind of a shocker when, I believe it was, who's the other guy? Not Fiddlestick. Slug Dog went from a game 1 that was very shaky, and it looked like they were going to struggle. To kind of the whole team was kind of struggling in that game 1 too. Just a dominant 3 games over the Steelhawks to get it done there, to have that upset go through. Inferno Derecho, we remember this one very well. The Quick had the double touch in overtime to get them that win, but then when it came down to it,
Yeah, I mean, multiple overtimes. At the end of the day, derecho couldn't capitalize. It was either team's game. Inferno prevailed though. Checker a big part in that victory for them. And we look at the third matchup, the Flyers sweeping the Knights. I mean, that first game I think could have gone to the Knights, but other than that, the Flyers did not have to rely on luck anymore.
No.
And they played like how we expect them to, and got it done there. And then in this final matchup, the Rangers taking down the Atlas in 3, as that one came down to a nail biter in the last few moments, and it was taken away from the Rangers, Stewie. And that is it for Rising Star Week 6.
Yeah, we're gonna obviously say goodbye to those guys for this week. We'll look on to week number 7 for them next week, and we're getting towards the end of the season, Brock.
It's right around the corner.
We're getting close to that one and only major, but yeah, we've got week 7 and then no matches week 8, so they'll get a break for Thanksgiving, and then week 9 picks up once again on November 30th. Mm-hmm. So we've had our one and only trade window. That seems like forever ago now. But then after that November 30th, and we get into Sage, the major number 1, the only major. We have a Swiss we're gonna do, which is new. We haven't done that before, but then an elimination stage, and then we're gonna jump right into play-ins, and then LAN is in January. So, sweet. So the season's going by pretty quick, Brock. But if you don't have anything else to say, I'll say goodbye for the night, and we'll see you tomorrow for Challenger, same time, same franchise is taking the field. It should be a blast, and we'll see you there.
I can't read your mind. Thinking my heart is starting to